Hello, 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 guys. Hello, hello. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're ready on this Saturday for a crazy match between JulianK and Ezad. I'm gonna be joined soon enough by Lionheart. He's a bit of a princess. So right now he's making sure that his beard is beautiful. He's putting his glasses on, making sure he's nice and shiny. I hope you're doing fine, guys. I hope you are as excited as I am for this series. I am not Kaiser Klein, Barabis. We saw him the other day, so for sure I'm not him now. You should all know that. But yeah, I hope you have a favorite, guys. Ezad versus Julian K. Julian K coming as the favorite, it seems. For sure, I would say. Been dominating basically the competition and the ladder for the last few months. Um, Izad though, Izad, Izad is dangerous. And the first map is going to be Kamshakta. Kamshakta, you know the map with the little kind of an island in the middle with the trade line. Very aggressive map, very short rush distance. Julian K is going to play as the French, and Izad is going to play as the Japanese, which I really like the Japanese speak on this map because you can usually spread your shrine on the side, and your opponent never really wants to go there um, since the run distance is so short on the normal route, I would say. When is Kinoki and Kaiser Clan collab? I don't know, mate. Yeah, maybe one day, maybe one day. But yeah, I hope you're excited, guys. Waiting for a Lion Art right there. I almost said Kaiser Clan. But yeah, long series. I hope. Yesterday was kinda crazy, not gonna lie. Got to a best of 7, all 7 games, and Lionheart just joined us. Damn, boy.
What's going on here? You starting boys without me, eh?
Hey, wait. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I didn't.
How are you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine. I hope you are as well.
I've literally just got back from the pub. I was watching Newcastle versus Everton, and I made it to about just the beginning of second half, and I thought, oh crap, I forgot. I've got to get run back. Just
Damn.
podcasting.
What
That's
was your team
dedication.
winning at least? Was your team winning? That's
Neither of them are my team, but Newcastle's my mate's team. So yeah,
I see.
it was funny watching them save a goal. So
Hmm. I'm no longer a football guy. I'm more of a UFC guy. And last
yeah,
week
I like
was
I
kinda
like
crazy.
UFC. I love UFC.
Le- but yeah, UFC Paris was kinda crazy, and
Oh yeah, it was in Paris, wasn't it?
yeah, our French guy got beaten up on the last match, like absolutely destroyed. But hey, that was cool. Are you ready for this series, Leonard? Izad versus Julian K. What's your bet? Who do you place your money onto?
You'd be a fool not to bet on Julian K. However, I've said this before. Ezad on a good day, and Julian just a couple of
Yeah,
slip ups. That's all it takes. Ezad can definitely take this. So I wouldn't be
I
surprised
agree.
if this is another game. If this is another series that goes right down to the wire. Ezad is really good on non-TP maps. You have to factor that in.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe there's a small advantage there with like his India main and that sort of thing. So, but Julian definitely equipped on non-TP maps as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Our first map, as I was saying, is gonna be Kamshakta. French versus Japanese on this map. Really like the Japanese speak by Izad, because on this map, like you usually wants to go through the short route, and you can have all your shrine on the side, pretty safe during the entire game, basically. Um, so that's a nice pick right there. However, you have to be careful because, as I said, the rush distance is very short, and Japanese tends to take a little bit of time to ramp up. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Fantastic. Are the games are they live yet? Do we know? I take it these are all live, right?
Apparently, they are already in the game.
Okay, fantastic. We got man like MFD in the background talking to
Damn.
us. If you see us at any point, we both look dumbfounded and we're just like listening and we're not talking. It's because MFD is hogging the line, but that's all good. He's working. WKD or Hooch tonight, Lionheart. I've been on the recorder lick. I've been on the cider tonight with a couple of the boys at the pub. So probably not going to be drinking any more alcohol. Probably on the water tonight. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to avoid any alcohol as well. A little bit of a cough, so if I add alcohol into the mix,
That's the best thing for
I'm
it,
done.
mate. It's the
Nah, nah,
best
nah,
thing
nah, nah.
for it, mate. You'll feel like
I,
shit in the morning, but it's all good. You'll
I'm
forget
gonna
about it
say,
for now.
hey, I said no alcohol, but look what I have here. It's beautiful, man. A French whiskey, incredible. That's all I'm gonna say.
French
Incredible
whiskey,
product.
get that dirt water out of the stream.
Nah, 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 nah. Don't try to play it like it's something English. Actually, it's either Irish or Scottish. Okay, it's not English. The
You can
whiskey
only
to
drink
begin with.
Irish or Scottish whiskey. That's just it's the law, mate. It's the law.
But hey, are we ready to jump in? MFD, let's go, man.
Let's
And
go.
there
All
we
right, Kanoki,
go.
I'll let you take it away, mate.
Perfect. There we go. First game of this semi-final. JulianK versus Ezad. Ezad is gonna spawn on the Japanese in the north side of the map, while JulianK is gonna spawn on the south side of the map. As the French, we are on Shaka. Really, really cool map to start things off. And Lionheart, what is your bet for this game?
I mean, if you follow the Julian guide, then French will win this. But this is a
One.
tournament game, and anything can happen in this game. That go moving to the middle, already seeing a really strong wood treasure there. And if we look, I think Julian is busy building a TP, so that might be a free wood treasure. It's going to be close though, and if Ezad can pick up that wood treasure for little
A pull,
resistance,
pull trick with the explorer.
oh, he
If you
does
saw.
get it. Yeah, nice. Oh, Julian,
Oh,
just little tiny little things like that, strats like that, can just make such a huge difference. But Japan getting a really early wood treasure, being able to build another shrine with that is huge. That gives Ezad such a huge early advantage here.
yeah. And we can see a market start to begin with, so he's gonna be able basically to get a tech for free here, or to get, as you said, a second shrine. He's gonna go for the second shrine. He could, I believe, the first tech for the berries is maybe 25 or something like this. So he could almost get this with just a little bit of trickle, and yeah, that's it, 25. So if he finds, for example, a coin treasure or something, he could maybe go for that. But interesting start of the game. We can see that JulianK is gonna grab a little bit of food. Wait, yes, he's gonna get it. And for now, it's double shrine from the Japanese.
Yeah, good shout out to Moti. I'm gonna say Moti. Big shout out to you for the 6 months, buddy. Thank you very much for the sub. We
Indeed.
appreciate it. And Kai's Klein in chat, the one of the goats, making a good point there about France at the beginning of this game should have built the middle TP. And I think that's kind of a good point because although delaying XP for a good 10 to 20 seconds, that is free CDBs. 20 seconds of free CDBs
Mm.
is a lot of resources. However, for that exact reason, on this map, there's always big treasures in the middle of the map. Generally, there's usually about two. So,
Yeah.
denying just by going for that TP early, you can potentially deny your opponent swiping any of those big treasures. So, little, I wouldn't say it was a mistake by JulianK, but it's definitely something to note that JulianK could have done at the beginning of this game. So that's interesting.
Indeed, and as Kaiser Clan was pointing out, the goats as well on the middle of the map that you can pick. We saw a little battle of the monkey. I don't know if both of the monkeys survived. I believe Izad might have lost, sorry, his monkey. So that's actually a big thing, losing basically the equivalent of a scout on this map is can be a big thing in order to spot those early aggression, because as you can see on the minimap, like the path to victory is very, very short on this map. You can very quickly end up in your opponent base. And that's what I would like to know right now. Is JulianK playing aggressively behind this? What is going to be his H2 transition? We can see he's just going to edge up. Do we see CDB going forward? I don't think so. So it's likely going to be a more defensive approach, a more greedy approach, I would say. We can see 4 CDB being shipped. What is he going to use this wood for? The 400 wood from the quartermaster.
That's a good shot. And bruh, look at this age up time, man. JulianK, the
Incredible.
12-10 from France is so scary. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, he definitely should be bow piking here. But I'll tell you what, that is a really nice Tory gate placement. I really
Mm.
like that. He's got a safe mine behind his base, two really nice cherry orchards, and really nice wall placement. It's kind of akin to what we saw.
Mm.
Which game was it? It was yesterday. It was I think it was A's when he did that really solid China build against Kaiserklein, and he kind of just used all of the buildings and surroundings a really nice wall. And Ezad's doing exactly the same thing here. Yeah, that's it against Russia, wasn't it? And yeah, so I kind of getting the same vibes there. So really nice base building here by Ezad. And we don't see anything far forward. We see an in base barracks. So
I'm
maybe
very
I'm thinking,
surprised here.
yeah, maybe thinking like a musketeer semi FF. I'm guessing.
Maybe, maybe. I would have expected more of an SR semi FF, but versus Japan, it's quite hard to actually hit those villagers, and you can have more siege for cost with some musketeer in order to go deny those shrine without considerably adjusting your macro by going on wood, for example. So I understand like the musketeer pick here in order to go siege for shrine. I believe we are likely gonna see 10 musketeer and then go directly towards Sorcerer Sage. And here we can see the shrine shipment being shipped for the first or the second time. I'm not sure. I believe it was the first time. And behind this, we can see Ashigaru's being shipped. So um, that's gonna be enough to basically push back those musketeer from France.
Yeah, interesting. I love that card. I love the Fire Shrine card, man. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
was in
insane.
the game for quite a while. I remember when the update for it kind of launched, and it took a long time before people really adapted to the kind of new Japan meta with the Torii gates, five shrines, age up. So I'm really glad to see that that's kind of become the norm here, which is really great. So decent shrine pop at the moment, just making some Ashigarus. Julian did chip 700 wood, not 700 gold after his 4 CDBs. That tells me he's going to want to add infrastructure, maybe maybe go for like a Musk Husk build here, and then maybe find the timing. Or he's just kind of, again, going to play defensive, build a bit of Musk, build a bit of Husk, and then ship 700 coin behind this, and then maybe age up. You can see that by his macro there, he only had a couple on gold after hitting that 300 mark. So does look likely that he's going to use, yeah, look at that. Everyone straight onto food. So we are going to see a pretty eco semi-FF here, if you will. You can
Exactly.
go for the 4 CDBs straight into 700 coin and maybe do like a 5, even 10 Musk batch. But generally, yeah, going into the 700 wood first, it does pad your eco a little bit and ages slightly later for the age up. But other than that, this is a pretty standard build here. But is this the right build versus Japan? I don't know. I like this build
I'm not
versus
sure.
Japan.
I'm not sure because Japan, as we can see, those Ashigarus are going to trade very cost effectively versus the Musketeer. One good pickup though by JulianK. Those Ashigarus are faster, so they can choose when they want to fight. And the big danger is to basically be stuck in H2 versus Japan that is going to outscale massively with way more upgrades in Colonial. However, we can see that the engine is already coming. And I believe we are very soon going to see some skirmishers here. So I would say for now it's working fine. Just need to make sure to keep some of that mass around and not lose it freely, basically. We
Yeah,
can
all
see
Julian's
Colonial
doing.
Militia is gonna come.
Go ahead.
Uh, no, he cancelled. He cancelled the message on tech. He was ready here for a dive from Ezad, but Ezad, like quite logically, decided to pull back. Being careful, don't want to commit and lose that Ashigaru mass. As long as that Ashigaru mass is up, he can keep the pressure. Very nice farming of XP right there on the Explorer. But VH3 is finally coming. He cancelled once again his batch of Musketeer and he's now gonna start batching some Skirmisher, very, very likely. The TP is gonna go down though. So quite a costly transition right there by
Yeah,
JulianK.
that whole entire kind of little skirmish there was all a little bit of a game of can Julian kind of bluff and hold on to that TP a little bit longer than he would like to, otherwise lose it. Ezad, he knows he wants to do some damage. The best he's going to get is taking that TP down. So there was a little bit of posturing there about saving that TP, but eventually it did go down. So Ezad's going to be relatively happy with that. Potentially a CDB about to go down as well. Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh!
He snipes it.
It does.
But he does lose almost a whole batch. What 3 or 4 Ashigaris there? But you can argue that over the long game, that's probably going to be worth it. If we're gonna, so we've got Kurz on the way. Interesting, we've got 2 Falconets already out here. Ezad is on his way up. He's aging up with the Golden Pavilion, which is pretty much the standard here. The question is, can he age up quick enough before those 2 cannons do too much damage? He needs flaming arrows right now, or he needs Naginatas. He needs one or the other, and I imagine it's flaming arrows. So he desperately needs to age up. Desperately needs to get that shipment out. The question is, JulianK knows he's on somewhat of a timer here to do some damage. So can he do the damage he wants to do right now?
And behind this JulianK, only a batch of 3 cuirassiers. Couldn't get the 4th one, so that's gonna be a reinforcement, sure, but not as strong. Are those musketeers upgraded to veteran? I'm not sure. They are. Thank God they are, because otherwise that would be a quick cleanup. The Rax is likely gonna go down. Oh, but not for free, for sure. He already lose like 4, 5 musketeers going down. Need to make sure to keep it slow with those Falconets, even though he wants to take that Rax as fast as possible. There you go. The Rax is going down, already being rebuilt at the back of the base, though. And that second Rax is going to be very, very hard to siege down for JulianK right there. He's likely gonna, he's gonna go on the shrine and transition into a longer game, because the damage is done. He will hardly do more right there, I believe.
Yeah, this is going to be close. The 2 Flamings are on the way. Julian, again, he knows he's on a timer to do as much damage as possible because he doesn't want to get outscaled by Japan. So, he's taking a little bit of infrastructure down. There hasn't really been any kind of units that have been displaced here. So Julian, he's deciding that's enough. And look at that perfect timing by Julian. He just has that 6th sense that top players have. He knows a shipment is on the way. He knew when it was roughly when it was going to be popping. And just as the 2 flaming arrows pops, he decides to back up, which is a really smart play. The question is, it might not be enough because he might get trapped here. This is going to be close.
He might. The Explorer is here for the snare. The 2 Falconets unpacking, though, getting ready. No, he repacks immediately, and he's gonna go back. Ezad doesn't want to take the risk. Yeah, he's not gonna try to cut him by going for the other way. And we are gonna transition into a long, rather long macro game. We can see that the skirmishers are finally being trained. So that's it. That's the sign of a transition towards a long macro game. The thing is, though, France is likely gonna get at scale economically at that point, I believe, because of the shrine, basically. So how is he gonna deal with that, JulianK? That is, that's the question to me. That being said, Ezad didn't invest it too much into the shrine. We can see only 8 shrines being placed, so it's actually quite even when it comes to the economy at this point. And Japan is not gonna scale that much, actually, contrary to what I said. Thanks to those few shrines being sieged at the top. I believe he got 3 shrines, which is actually quite big.
Yeah, he did it. I mean, that's that's a good 300-400 wood.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of resources when you actually think about it. So Ezad will be able to rebuild. He will be able to. Don't forget, he has veteran Ashigarus as well, which are better than veteran Musketeers. He has flaming arrows, which are essentially in this matchup better than Falconets because they almost act as a Culverin versus Falconets. So he has that shipment. He has Yabusami, which are an insane unit as well. He has Naginatas. He has the option of going for a Daimyo. He has Japan aren't just one of the best cities in the late game because of shrines. They have so many insane kind of units and upgrade cards. So yeah, like I said, Julian's going to want to find his timing. He's refound the timing. He's mixed in some heavy cab. He's mixed in some skirmishers. This is going to be tough for Ezad to deal with. And this is what it's all about. Squeezing Japan before they can hit that kind of late game, solid late game that they really so desperately want. And JulianK knows his timings. He knows how to hit them. And he knows what units to make.
The thing is, very nice base building there by Ezad. Like not exposing anything, it seems. Very hard. Oh, wait. The 2 flaming arrows, he cannot see them. Ooh, I was scared for a second. Right there, we can see pinging off the skirmisher because those flaming arrows, remember, they have more range than the Falconet, so he can poke with them and not the opposite. Trying to siege more shrines here is JulianK, but is that enough damage to really put Japan on the defensive, on the back foot? I would say even not really on the defensive. We're gonna see that's a lot of cure though. We can see 9 cures being on the field. That's quite a lot, and that's a scary mess to face. Losing some skirmisher though to those flaming arrows. So basically trading position. JulianK is trying to retake map control, while Ezad is trying to poke with those flaming arrows. Nice little catch right there.
Fantastic catch, and that's just beautiful stuff there. 5 skirms. That can be all the difference in a big fight. Just a massive shout out to Big Drownage for the tier 1 sub. No, he's subbing. He's gift subbing to Platypus. Absolute beast. Thank you very much, Drownage. MFD, apparently the chat saying I'm a tad bit quiet. That might be some French bias there and quietening down the Englishman and letting the French take all the glory. So I'm not going to have that.
Big raid at the north, we can see 5 Naginatas finding those CDBs. Are they gonna kill a lot? Yes, 1 already, maybe 2, likely 2 if he micros. We can see 2 CDBs going down, 3 CDBs going down, maybe a 4th CDB going down, 5th, 6th, no, not 6 CDB, 6 CDB going down. That's a huge raid right there. What the fight is going on in the middle?
Going on everywhere. What an insane raid. Wow, this is classic Ezad. You know, raiding whilst there's a big fight going on. And the raid was so high, we missing what was going on in the engagement here. The 2 flaming arrows go down, and the 2 falconets are still alive. It's so tempting to want to dive your 2 falconets in here and kind of get them involved and get them doing damage. But JulianK is staying calm and collected, and he was keeping his falconets at bay, out of range of the flaming arrows. So just fantastic micro by Julian, seriously.
And it seems like Julian was able to jump on those flaming arrows and actually take them down, which is gonna drastically change the way the matchup works at that point, because he is gonna be able now to poke his opponent, while until now it was the opposite. Ezad was able to poke with those flaming arrows, and now it's gonna be the opposite. So quite interesting right there, quite a big change actually in this game, because JulianK is likely going to be able, once he remasks those cuirassiers, to be able to take a stance, very aggressive stance towards the base and start sieging more important building, I would say, than those shrines.
Yeah,
so
guys,
that can be a big turning point.
If you want to know the timing to hit Japan, it's when they need to reship their food. It's when they need 100%. To reship their cherry orchards. We're at that 15-minute mark, and he's had to reship the cherry orchards, and that's such... Like, the fact that JulianK's 2 falconets are still on the field is such a problem for Ezad. Really going for a raid here, just making use of his units. That's going to be another CDB down. And, yeah, Julian's going to be getting a little bit worried about this. Potentially another one. It's going to be...
It's gonna be 2 more villagers for sure. Those cuirassiers, they want to engage, but at the same time, they don't really want to, because look at that mass that is just behind. Can those cuirassiers really threaten that entire mass? No. So they are gonna go back. No snare coming from Ezad. At the same time, sure, shrines are being sieged on the other side of the map, but CDBs cannot be trained as fast as you can rebuild shrines at that point in the game, because you have only 1 TC. So that's really, really nice there by Ezad, that is slowly but very surely grinding his opponent down, basically.
Yeah, like Julian's going for CIR in here, so he's going to get that extra multiplier against Ashigaris with his skirm. So that's big.
Cav combat as well.
And Cav combat, and not quite, right? Oh, sorry, the card. Yeah, Cav combat coming in now. So he's going to find that timing. So skirms are going to whack Ashigaris. The Kers are going to have insane damage here as well, and going to be able to tank so much here. And I just love Ezad's style. This is, you know, Japan just suit his style so well. Like, you know, he's using the speed of his Cav and Ashigarus because they can outmaneuver skirms, essentially, because skirms are only 4 speed, right? And he's just using that to his advantage, running around JulianK's base and then sniping CDBs. I think he's killed 6 or 7 now. So just a really insane style there by Ezad. He's actually up like 2-3K score. Colburn's coming in for France now, but there's no flaming arrows on the field. So blind Colburn?
Blind covering seems... I really like the cavalry cuirass for the cuirassiers as well. I was really looking forward for that, and it's coming. We can see Ezad is posturing for a big fight right there with the Nagidatas on the side. Is he gonna go for it though? We can see the Yumi starting to poke. I don't think he wants to go for it at that point. He's waiting for a shipment. There you go. That's gonna be a daimyo. So with the daimyo, 10% mother attack, if I'm correct. So that's actually quite a lot, because it can change a few breakpoints. On top of that, we can see that he's waiting for yet another batch. He has expended all of his exports from the consulate, so he's gonna have basically the biggest army he can have at that moment. And both player posturing, both player getting their key upgrades right there. We're gonna have a big fight in the next minute for sure.
Yeah, Julian wants this fight. He needs to take the fight here because
100%.
he's looking at the score and he knows he's falling further and further behind. The question is,
Two
can
Falconets.
Ezad can he deal with the two Falconets? That's going to be the problem. He does have some Yabasami. I don't know how many he has. I didn't check how many he actually has. In comes the Daimyo, though, so maybe this is the timing he's waiting for. We've got Yamabushi's diving in. We've got Cap diving in. I just love this. Japan has almost every type of unit. The Yabusami, my God, what a lame-ass unit. Look at that. See you later, Cobra, Falconet. And now the Cobra Julians are going to be absolutely pointless now.
Indeed, they are gonna be, and we can see Japan Mass is just moving forward. However, those trees are really hindering the movement right there. Nice connection with the Cuirassiers on the top side. Cuirassiers are starting to clean the entire mass of Japan. However, is that gonna be enough? Are those Cuirassiers gonna survive? I'm not sure. The Yabusamis are not focusing them though, and that's an issue. The Cuirassiers are gonna go down to the Ashigaru Musketeers, and France is gonna fall right there. Gonna get clean. Naginatas coming at the back to make sure the cleanup occurs, and I don't see at that point JulianK can come back, and he doesn't either. Nice
Right,
game.
chat, what you saying now? Anyone saying Japan is weak? Shut your
Nah,
mouth.
nah.
Japan
Yeah,
S tier
Japan
confirmed.
strong.
Japan S tier confirmed. We've done a 360. Japan used to be lame at the beginning of DE, right? I remember Japan used to be really strong, and then
Yeah.
then they got nerfed, and then they were like bottom tier. Maybe we've got the reset. Maybe S tier again.
Bottom tier, I'm not sure, but incredible raid though. Like as we can see on the graph, incredible raid right there by Ezad, really finding basically the opening right there in this game. One thing I'm not sure about is JulianK decided to go on that coin mine in the north side, and I can understand why, because it is the closest one. It is also like the one that you want to take at the beginning, because as the game progresses, it can be more and more contested. However, this putted his villager on the other side of the map than his army, basically. And so what happened is that in order to save those villager from a raid, you have to take your army through your opponent base, which you are not going to do. And that's why he lost like 6 or 8 villager, if I'm correct, at that timing, which is huge at that timing of the game, and likely cost the game to JulianK right there. Next map, next matchup is already ready. Damn, boy, it's getting fast.
Ezad going with China, JulianK go. This is like another A's versus Kaiser Klein, where A's is very much like a war chief / Asian dynasty type player, and Kaiser Klein was very much he played only European civs. So maybe we're going to see that again. I know Julian plays every civ, but interesting to see people's preferences here. And yeah, that was just a flawless game. I told you, Ezad can do this. Ezad can
Oh, I
100%
fully
do
agree.
this.
I fully agree.
People underestimate Ezad.
However,
Ezad was you know the infamous tournament with was it King of the Old World tournament where Ezad was essentially cheated out of winning that. Yeah, I'm gonna go there, baby. So don't forget, and Ezad essentially
bringing
should
the
have been
drama.
the number one. And so you argue after that tournament, Ezad should have been the number one seed. Like literally, he should have been the number one seed in all of Age of Empires 3, regardless of what ranked Elo ladder, because Elo almost is worthless. Tournament games is what matters, and he was cheated out of that number one spot. So Ezad should have been after that number one seed. So people seem to forget that.
I'm running out of baguettes.
Maybe he's gonna be number one seed after tomorrow, if I'm correct. That's tomorrow, the final, right? So hey, he has a spot right there. He has to beat JulianK first. Never look past an opponent, and then maybe he can claim that number one seed title. But Spain versus China on New England. Let's dive in.
Let's go.
I'll let you introduce Leonard.
Okay, well, it is my favorite map, so thank you kindly. We're on New England once again, but please, Julian and Ezad, can we see some laming? I know A's and Kaiser Klein, it's like they must have done a gentleman's agreement where they said, should we not do any pon laming? We didn't see any pon laming that game, and I wasn't happy. This game is all about the pon laming. You need to be down and dirty. This is what it's all about. You throw your moral code out of the window when it comes to tournament play, and you lame. and boy, do
Oh,
you lane the hardest. So that's what I want to
fully
see
agree.
this game. We've got JulianK playing as Spain. Interesting matchups again because last series, a couple of series now, I've spoke about the kind of meta on this map is definitely like I would say Otto and Portugal are definitely at the top of
Brits as well, I
the
would say.
Brits. Not so much on this. I mean, Brits still good. Don't get me wrong, but the reason why Otto and Portugal are so good on this map because they are
Water.
so effective at holding these ponds that they are. And if you can hold on to these ponds, that means you hold on to the map and you just essentially win. So Portugal, Otto can both put forts up really aggressively, TCs aggressively. They can put their frigates, caravels, etc., etc. So interesting. The point of there is that it's interesting how that is regarded as like sort of top tier on this map. But what we've got is Julian playing Spain and Ezad playing China. So that is really intriguing to me. Julian playing in Spain in the south and Ezad in the north. What are your thoughts, Kaneki?
That's the thing. I am not sure why China here. Really, we can see that he's holding on a shipment. There you go. He sent it, so we can now look at his deck. So what is the goal basically here? Very balanced deck in general. We can see some water cards, but we no industrial big upgrades. You know, China has a lot of those, so we can see that none of that. So we are likely going to be centered around the fortress age right there. And yeah, I'm not sure about the China pick right there. One way I could see it being used is you play kind of a a semi FF in a way in which you invest quite a bit in colonial and you use the pound and the two boat that you can get onto one of the ponds in order to defend yourself from the falconet push timing. That could be one way. I could see this working for China, but yeah, very unusual right there. I'm not sure about the pick, to be fair. So I'm gonna be surprised, and that's cool. We can see he's going with the French immigrant right there, French allies, sorry. Likely gonna ship the food crates, and he's gonna jump just after.
Can we check
He picked
China's
up
deck?
some nice treasure though.
Oh, and maple syrup. Oh, all the Canadians in chat. Show me where you're at. To you guys. Can we just have a look at China's deck real quick, MFD? Do we have we don't have hand cannons in Age 3. That's interesting because I
Indeed.
would have thought that going China on this map, one of the reasons why you would go in China on this map is because they can deal with the pond laming quite well because they
The
can
mortars,
ship.
you mean?
Yeah, sorry, the hand mortars. So they can ship the mortars obviously for free in Age 3, and they can
Yeah.
make some more, and that's a really effective way because they're essentially culverins, right? A cross between a culverin and a mortar, and so that's a really effective unit to deal with pond laming. So maybe that's what I thought anyway, but he doesn't have it in his deck, so I really don't know. And can we just confirm? So Ezad picked first into this map, right? And so Julian has great. So Julian responded with the counter pick with Spain. That's interesting. Thinking about what European civs counter China, I would say something like Brits, France. You know, one of the a civ that is really strong at Muscus. So going into Spain is interesting. I know some people will say Spain is favorable in this matchup, but I don't think it's as favorable as people might act because China essentially is a slower Spain, right? That's essentially what China is, right? They're a Spain type civ that are just 2 minutes slower than Spain. So I
Yeah.
feel like they can hold on and do well. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what Julian's got up his sleeve.
We can see, so one of the big things is going to be that tower. That tower needs to go forward if we want the timing, but there you go. That's what I was waiting for, the step riders. And that's what I meant by the semi-FF. It's those step riders. We can see that the Explorer and the Disciple are going south here in order to spot that tower, but nothing is going to come here. The tower is going north. Very nicely played here by JulianK, playing a bit of a mind game right there, because he needs to hide that tower, because that tower is going to get hunted down by those step riders, and we can see the tower easy being seen.
Well,
That's the
he's
big
actually
thing.
going to see that. He hasn't done a very good job of
Oh
hiding
yeah,
it then, has he?
so that's it. So he knows where the tower is. I believe the step riders are gonna get right there right now, or maybe he's just gonna go for the TP. I would be very surprised if he goes for the TP. He goes for the TP. Okay. I will honestly deny the tower to make sure that the timing is not gonna come from a forward position. Um, But who knows? Ezad is gonna go for VTPs, and we can see the siege from those step riders are gonna wreck those TP and gonna make sure that the XP curve from Spain is not gonna be as deadly as it could be.
Yeah, indeed. Someone's at my door, Kanoki, so I'm just going to let you
No
continue
problem.
solo casting for a sec.
So we Yeah, and Mirror of the Efficiency right there, which is going to give him, I believe, a Caravel or a Privateer, I can't remember, with some wood. The TP being denied, China is going to edge up as well behind this because he's just shipped 700 coin, if I'm correct. Yes. So the edge up is going to come just after from China. The big thing is the two Falconet timing going to connect? Is it going to be deadly? We can see the dogs trying to basically cancel the pressure from the step riders. Not very successfully though. We can see losing a step rider though. That's more damage that we could have expected. And here he's gonna try to chase the explorer. He can see the outpost now for sure, and he's gonna go straight for the outpost, or maybe just the explorer and then retreats. He's gonna kill the explorer for sure, and then retreat onto the TP. So he's clearly prioritizing the TPs over the tower right there, which why not? We can see the Rododeleros being trained in base behind this, and as we said, the ship is gonna come on that pond. Behind this, some villagers in order to be greedy. I am expecting, how is it called already, Spanish gold to be shipped. It's quite kind of strange that he shipped 5 villagers instead of Spanish gold, waiting for Spanish gold right there. Maybe he's trying to go a lot more greedy, but I'm not sure about this because his XP curve though is gonna be very low now because of those two shrines being down. We can see the Caravel spawning, the Rodeleros trying to connect with the Stepwider. They are gonna connect. The Caravel is gonna try to kill some of those Stepwiders as well, but those Stepwiders already did their job. That's it. He killed so much of the infrastructure basically from his opponent, and he is already into Castle Edge himself. Behind this, JulianK is going to adapt. Instead of going for Spanish gold, instead of trying to put more and more pressure, he's going to go for 1,000 wood behind this. And what is he going to do with those 1,000 wood? That's the big question. Is he going to go into more TPs? Is he going to translate into a second TC? I'm not sure. Those Rodeleros are fast, they take the map control, but they are very slow at sieging. So that TP is not going to go down fast. And we can see that a fast one is being shipped. So he paid some gold for that. And he's going to try to retake the pond. Where is the shipment point? Though for the flash one, it is right there. So yeah, he's going to try to retake the pond right there. While JulianK is busy basically sieging down those TPs and getting his upgrades. So yeah, the flash one is going to pop very, very soon. Also, we can see those big cornels, artillery pieces that are going to pop slowly but very surely, which are going to make sure, once again, to deny those pounds from his opponent. Nice broadside attack right there. The Caravel is likely going to go down very, very quickly. We can see the units are even going to help a little bit. He needs to be careful not to take too much damage on that flash one. Already getting to the dock in order to prepare it. Very, very good right there. And he's going to take that outpost as a result. Very nice play here by Ezad. We can see the Rodeleros are coming, but I don't see those Rodeleros doing a lot right there. There are a lot of those skirmisher, more skirmisher coming at the back with some of those swords in order to basically snare the opponent. So that outpost is going to go down and Spain is going to have to retreat. Spain is gonna... Oh, some demo ship actually. I can't remember. Explosive junk, I believe. That's what they are called. But basically, boom ship. You get them near something, they do boom, and the thing dies. That's as easy as it gets. Some of those boom ship, I can't remember the range of the explosion on those. But that's always something that you need to be scared about. Because if you get any, like for example, if Spain right now is trying to ship a frigate onto that pond, both of the boom ship go onto the frigate disappear. That's basically what it is. Of course, you're gonna need some damage from the first one, but like the frigate shipment is no longer available on that pond because of those 3 boom ships. So yeah, for sure is ready in case the frigate is coming. So nice play right there. We can see that behind this he's gonna mass on land, sending intervention, while his opponent JulianK is finally gonna ship the 2 falconets while he's training some skirmisher. However, I don't think that's a good position to be if you're JulianK right now. I don't think that's it. Let me check the. Yeah, he can't sell the frigates because of those boom ship. Because he could see the fire ship. Making the dock plus 2 ship entirely a waste of resources. I disagree because, as we said, it can sell basically uh, the 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 frigate shipment, and it makes sure that his entire base behind this spawn is safe, and that's the big thing. So he's gonna send the frigate again. Um, my my read on this is that he's betting on the two falconets getting enough pressure onto those boats in order to then get the falconet on top of that, and he's gonna try to sink the pressure with all of that. We're gonna see if it works though. As you can see, already posturing towards the front, he's gonna get some culverins, and he's gonna try to get one big assault right there. But Ezad, at the same time, he's going to pressure at the front. Is he going to get some villager? That skirmisher shouldn't be able to get there, but he is. That's an interesting positioning right there. Gonna get cleaned though for that. Don't get stuck in coal mine, guys. Apparently it's dangerous. And we can see that he's starting to siege the mines. That frigate has been sent defensively, but that's already too late. Ezad is already in his opponent base. Sure, that frigate may be cool if Ezad is looking to go back, but that's not what he's looking to do right now. He's just looking to go forward and to push into his opponent base. Already sieging down the racks. He has already spotted the artillery foundry. He's likely gonna get some cavalry on there in order to make sure that no more artillery is being trained. While JulianK though, nice surround right there, posturing on the north. And Ezad might get trapped here. He's gonna be forced into a fight. He's gonna go into it right there. We can see the redcoats starting to poke at the opponent. The dogs are gonna be set forward. Who let the dogs out? We don't know. Apparently, it's JulianK. The dogs, though, are gonna get cleaned. And can Ezad get away from this position? The skirmisher chasing, the skirmisher are starting to accumulate some value, and Ezad might lose his entire army right there with the rods in order to snare, in order to catch the opponent. That's a really, really bad situation right there. The falconet posturing. He's gonna grab a few villagers though for his trouble, but Ezad is likely gonna lose this entire mass. Two villagers though being loose right there. No reinforcement. We can see that some cav at the north is trying to get some raid, but this army is getting cleaned down. The explorer just died, so there is no snare anymore available for Ezad. Ezad is gonna lose his mass. The question here is, what is he doing behind this? And it seems that he's going into an industrial transition behind this, keeping some of the mass, stopped massing units, and yes, he's buying food. So he's going into an industrial transition, which I really like, because his opponent is investing into countering that raid. He's getting his army backwards, so it's gonna give time for Ezad to go in that industrial. That's not terrible for Ezad at that point, because of all the time that he got right there, and the fast one is gonna make sure that his opponent cannot push. White Pagoda, oh, while his explorer is down, interesting. So he's gonna he's gonna likely buy back his explorer, I hope. Otherwise, that would be kind of a waste right there. But yeah, pound control, very, very important here, because that army from JulianK just cannot push without confidence, basically. And we can see here that Spain is gonna struggle really hard to actually reach industrial with only 31 vills, whilst his opponent is on 39 vills right there, and his economy has been a lot less contested than the one of JulianK, basically. So very, very interesting. Culverin posturing though, he's gonna try to put pressure onto that pond, especially on that fast one. Right there, as we can see, fast one taking some damage, but that's gonna take a long time in order to get that fast one. And the big thing is that Culverin cannot go forward, because otherwise there could be a volley from that fast one in order to destroy the Culverin. We can see here it's coming. Careful, careful, careful. Can that fast one get it? Ooh, nope, nope, he cannot. A little bit of a spasm from that fast one. Maybe he needs to go to the doctor just in order to check. Is everything going fine? I'm not sure. Lot of disciples being spawned. Oh, nice! The flying pro making sure to kill one of those two falconets. Right there. And those flying pro, remember, they auto-scale when they go to industrial, and they auto-scale quite hard when they go to industrial. So that's it. Now they are threatening. and another one is already on the way. He's buying back his Explorer, and we can see that he's now double batching armies. So really nice eco right there from Ezad. His opponent is going up with the War Minister, which I believe is gonna give him. I can't remember. Is it the gold, the War Minister, or no? It must be the two Falconets. I believe. I am not sure. Or maybe Lancer. Yeah, maybe Lancer. We're gonna see though. Is that starting to posture again? We can see that the score is highly in favor of Ezad, and that's because of that age drop. That's because of that bigger economy, allowing him to remass faster. However, the score should equalize a little bit as JulianK reaches industrial himself. We're gonna see, but that mass is starting to look very scary on the side of JulianK. The army from on the side of Ezad, sorry, the army from JulianK is on the north side of the map, while Ezad is pushing south. He's gonna have to retreat the villager right there. No TTC yet on either side, and that's the veteran Rodeleros. Okay, so shipping 14 Rodeleros right there, and Ezad is gonna go back because he knows that those rods likely popped. Is he gonna go back though? Because there is always a window, you know, before your opponent gets his upgrades. He needs to be careful about the frigate though, because that frigate is gonna cause heavy damage onto his army if he's not careful. That flying crow needs to shoot at that frigate, but you know, at range, not in order not to get hit itself. That flying crow being low HP is really a problem right there. I don't think that's gonna be the Oh, a nice village right there being put forward. Likely to get some forward shipments, basically. Flying Crow trying to deal with the frigate, but the frigate making sure to stay out of range. First shot by the Flying Crow. Misses. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Broadside attack here on the Flying Crow. Gonna make sure that it's gonna be low HP as well. Both of the Flying Crow are basically on less than a third HP, and that frigate is by itself pushing back the entire army and killing a Flying Crow right there. Incredible frigate, making sure JulianK is in the game. Maybe indeed we are going to see a revolt. We can see that the economy is looking like that. 1,000 of everything. What is it? Is Chile. Do we have a lot of Hussars on the field? We already have like a batch of Hussars, I believe. So all of us Hussars are going to become Hussars of Death. There you go. We need more Hussars of Death though. Coming from the TC, all of the villagers are going to become revolutionaries. And it's going to be the big timing right there. Can Ezad survive JulianK? Chile revolt, the Rodeleros are moving forward in order to snare. If he can snare, if he can catch that entire army in that little pocket, it could be a carnage with the two heavy cannons. Is he gonna be able to trap his opponent? His opponent trapping himself on the corner, and that's gonna be a massacre. That's gonna be a massacre for sure. We can see the heavy cannon starting to shoot, and it's gonna be plus 10s everywhere. He needs to kite a little bit with those sorts of death. Make sure that they are not the one tanking though. But those cannons are gonna keep breaking some damage behind these, all of the revolutionaries. But wait, Chinese. Oh, that was a good connect right there. That's the game right there. Big cannon shot. But we can see Rattan shields behind popping from that village that was placed earlier. And that's gonna be two heavy cannons down, very likely. First heavy cannon is gonna go down. Can the Rattan shield get the second one? I'm not sure. Yes, first one is down, second one is gonna go down. But that's still a lot of mass on the side of JulianK. Can Ezad reprod? That's the big question right there. Can he reprod enough? We can see a lot of fishing boats going up, but that's not what you need. You need units, mate. Where are the units? I think Chile still wins. That first one, though. Can he dodge the first one? You need to make sure to keep your mass in order to siege. Why is Ezad going on water at that timing? I don't understand. So maybe the idea is to basically survive on water and make sure to wait for Chile to basically die out by itself. But that's so risky though. Producing from those two axes, but you have a source of death on top of those axes. Nothing is gonna survive. That's for sure. He needs to run his villager around. He needs to survive. He's gonna ship arquebusiers, sure, but Hussars of Death are still on the field. Does he have enough? to protect those arquebusiers, I'm not sure. Big flying throw in though. The Rodellero's trying to kill it, but it's gonna get a second shot right there, killing even more. The Hussars of Death are coming though, and there is almost no anti-cav right there. He needs to jump into that first one very, very quickly before his mass is going entirely down. That's what he's gonna do right there. There you go. Boom ship. Ooh, no boom ship. Ooh, that's a tense game right there. JulianK with the Chili Revolt. What is he shipping? That's the big question right there. What is JulianK shipping? He's shipping. Oh, he's shipping the boat.
This lost to a giant
How do you
trash
call
can.
it? Sorry. Ironclad. Yeah, you're right. He's shipping the Ironclad. So even that transition onto the water. Oh, the Ironclad is gonna be shipped on the main pond. 2 Ironclads right there. That's really good. That's gonna clean the pond, sure. But the eco at the south on the water is gonna survive. Can he kill enough villager? Can he destroy enough of Ezad economy? Remember, behind this Chili, he doesn't have any factories. So he's completely all in right there, and he needs to kill his opponent completely. Not just do some damage, you know, really finish his opponent entirely. He's likely gonna find the villager at the north. Maybe yes, maybe not. Ezad needs to run those villagers. There you go. Oh, but more
This I
stars
like
right
a
there
lot.
are
This I
gonna
like a lot.
find those villagers. Those villagers are dead. That's it. And I think that's gonna be game because we like those. If I'm correct, those Ironclad. He can ship more basically with Chili, and he's gonna likely retake control of the main pond. Yeah, it's an infinite shipment. So next shipment is gonna be another 2 Ironclad, likely on the main water, and at that point, it's gonna be GG for Ezad. I don't see how Ezad comes back from this. Spain, the timing, the Chili timing right there, insane. And Ezad getting trapped with his army at the front. Being trapped with his army, we can see massing a little bit, but that's not enough. That's not enough to deal with those Swords of Death and all of that mass behind it. Not a lot of Stars of Death right there though. They're busy, if I'm correct, doing a raid at the north. Can he deal with that? We can see Minutemen shaping right there, but there are enough skirmishers to clean those. Wait. Can Ezad actually survive this? I don't think so, but who knows? Who knows? We can see Stars of Death being cleaned. 3 more coming at the back. A new pop coming from the racks, actually doing a ton of damage, making the skirmisher busy basically. He needs to keep some of the swordsmen though to protect against the Stars of Death. The villagers are gonna go down. More villagers. Oh, they die so fast to those stars, and those stars are gonna connect with the main mass. I don't see if Ezad is coming back from this. I think that's GG. Ezad is gonna try to scramble for as long as he can. What was the shipment from JulianK? I missed the shipment, but apparently it wasn't the 2 Ironclads on water, that's for sure. It was 17 revolutionaries, 16, sorry. And is it game or is it a lag? It looks like a lag. On my screen, I'm gonna check on the other screen. We can see cleaning the army once again. Sure, Ezad has some economy on the water, but for how long? I don't see. He will not be able to produce at that point. Incredible right there. Incredible timing. And as Kazaklan is saying, I really think with better positioning, not even micro, really positioning, not getting trapped at the soft right there, gaining an entire minute. Let Spain siege your base. Let them siege your base. Let them like just take a few buildings, but make sure to get that big mass at the back right there. But Ezad, he got caught. He wanted to save those 8 villagers, and he got caught with his entire army, with his pens down, basically. We can see here 2 flying crows being shipped. Sure, that's gonna kill a lot of those revolutionaries, but Stars of Death diving right there. They are gonna kill the flying crows, and after this, I don't see where the juice is gonna come, basically, from Ezad. I don't see a comeback at all at this point. Sure, there is the water, but 2 Ironclads are gonna come from JulianK, and at that point, it's gonna be entirely GG right there.
Oh, yo, Kanoki, I'm back. What on earth have I missed here? What have I missed? Looks like
everything.
We're seeing some de-laming here. What? I can't believe I went away at the worst possible time. Oh my god.
Yeah, and you can see that JulianK is sieging the base. Finally, the Ironclads at long range. There is still some economy for Ezad on the soft pond, but there you go. The 2 Ironclad likely on the soft pond. And at that point, I don't see a comeback. Yeah, the shipment point was moved, I believe, towards the middle. And that's going to be the GG right there. I don't
We
see a
s-
comeback from Izad.
We've seen pond
Incredible.
laming. It wasn't the pond laming I expected, but this is perhaps the lamest form of pond laming I could have expected. Ironclad pond laming. My goodness me. It doesn't get any lamer than that, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I
But
love
yeah,
it
there's
as
the
well, but
GG.
Izad doesn't though. That's the thing. He's not a huge fan of it. Um, very GG by JulianK. Izad getting caught. You missed that, Lionheart. But basically, Izad got caught on the shoreline with his entire army trying to save a few villager. And versus a Chili revolt, you know, there is no holding Chili revolt all of a sudden like this.
What the
Uh,
fuck? How can make
he had
more
to
units than
basically
me?
peel back, lose those few villager, but make sure that basically Chile is losing some time, losing some steam, being sure that he masses behind this before taking the fight. He was a bit too confident, basically, and he got spanked. That's it.
I
Very
would
GG
say,
by JulianK.
yeah, I always say, when in doubt, chili it out.
Oh yeah,
It's so goddamn good. It's
it's
always
insane.
it's always good to have in your back pocket. It's always good to have a chili in your back pocket. It's just so damn disgusting. And yeah, I love it. I'm
Agreed.
back, guys. I am back. Don't worry. Sorry, my wife is very heavily pregnant, so I have to any
Damn.
little emergencies I have to go and deal
Congrats.
with. So apologies.
Congrats,
Thank you.
mate.
But I missed the chili revolt, bro. I'm so gutted, But that sounds like that's evened up the score though. So 1-1, Julian
Indeed.
Ezad. So and that takes Julian's Spain away. And I think it's fair to say that Spain is a scary civilization at the moment. It's particularly scary in I would say probably Spain and Portugal are the two scariest civs in
From
this
Izad?
type of format. I'm
Oh, in
trying to
the
think
format, yeah.
because I think, no, I guess Lakota as well. No, I guess you can play Aztec. It's funny because the more I think about it, like people complain about DE. And most of the lame civs, most of the S tier civs are non-DE civs.
I'm not deceives, I agree.
So
I completely
yeah,
agree.
yeah. But cool, 1-1. So USA out of the way. Ezad. I don't know. I don't think Ezad will pick Spain, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Maybe he will, but
What's
I
the
don't.
map? Let me remind myself. I'm gonna check. I have a pin right there. It's gonna be Grand Chaco, so a non-TP map for the next map. Uh, Likely Aztec, I believe. Some Aztec, maybe some Russia as well. My Brit versus is India. Interesting. So JulianK is gonna play Brit, while Ezad is gonna play India. India really strong on that map because they can get the llamas. You have two explorers, so you can go on both llama spawns and make sure that you get the 8 llamas basically from your opponent. JulianK going for the Brits, so not GMT, that's for sure. You cannot really GMT on Grand Chaco since you have no TP line. But I believe there is a lot of food on Grand Chaco though. A lot of hunts, so that could be a good map for Brit indeed. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Brits is one of the most picked here. I think that's also because everyone plays Brits, right? Everyone
Yeah,
plays
for
Brits, don't
sure.
they? Let's be honest. So everyone plays Brits. Not everyone plays Japan. Not everyone plays China or India. So yeah, like I said, no worries. MFD is
Okay.
going to take a quick loo break, so we'll gossip away until then. Yeah, sticking to the trend with Ezad, like I said after the first game, Ezad sticking to his guns with like War Chief and Asian Dynasty civs, currently picking every single Asian Dynasty civ, and JulianK continue on with his trend of picking Euro civs. So again, like the A's Kaiser Klein series, you can see the kind of difference in preference of civilizations here. Yeah, because you're either a European player or you're not. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just one of those things.
Like most of the Civ, European Civ. I mean, we just saw Spain and we are gonna see Brit, which are not scum goon based Civ, but most of the European Civ are scum goon based, and that's a playstyle that you need to love, you know. Which is not my my cup of tea, to be fair. I'm more of a Mustfalk enjoyer, so that's it.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome. But you know the A click micro, that's more my thing. I'm not fast enough for the scum goons. But India right there, really cool pick. Always love India. I believe they are pretty strong against English as well. They should be because it's a counter pick. The Gurkha should deal very well with the Musketeer. You can stay H2, no problem. You can go H3, of course. Very good for India. Um, you get some nice shipment as you edge up. So I really believe India has the upper end on this map in particular and against Brits.
Right, well, it looks like we're ready to go. So let's jump over into the game.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Grand Shaka. It's gonna be in the north side, south side actually. JulianK playing the Brits, and on the north side we are gonna have Ezad playing as the Indian. So for the aim of that semi-final, Brit versus India, I'm betting on India. To be fair, we can see already both of those elephants going for the llamas, while his opponent is gonna go for the llamas as well, but it's gonna be late. So that's gonna be 8 llamas here on the side of Ezad.
Wow, look at that, already picking up, diving in straight to the pond. Anyone who's watching that doesn't know, on this map, there are 8 llamas that spawn in the map, and they spawn in groups of 2, generally to the north and south of the ponds, but somewhere in between that north and south. So what you want to try and do is you want to at least go to one of them to pick up 4 or at least 50% of those llamas. But it's difficult to. This is why India are so good on this map, because their heroes are, not only does he have 2 of them, he is faster. Their elephants are faster than the British heroes. So I think the Brits have like 1 extra line of sight, but that doesn't matter if they can't get there in time. So this is, and don't forget, you know, llamas aren't just food for India. They gain an extra bonus. They give extra XP for every livestock that they have. They gain XP. So maybe gonna steal a treasure here on top of the llamas. Gonna be close.
JulianK.
Julian picks it up, and that's 100 food. So he's gonna be happy with
That's
that.
a lot.
However, you know, Ezad is going to be happy with those llamas. And if you go and take a look over those llamas and look at how much XP that's going to be generating him right now, we're talking about 6 of them. That's basically a church, right? That's almost a church for free.
8. So yeah,
he's got 8 of them.
that's more church.
Yeah, so it's just over a church. It's almost a TP. It's not far off a TP in XP. So basically, this game, getting a TP almost for free, that's pretty good going.
That's huge. That's huge on a map like this, in which your shipment curve should be low. I never saw the sacred field being placed in most of the game I have seen India being played. Maybe as I see you in chat, maybe you can enlighten me on why we never see the sacred field. But with that many llamas, maybe it could be a thing. Maybe we will see the sacred field. I'm not sure though. I believe it's quite expensive in order to pay up.
You do see every now and then, you do see it. Generally, though, you see it on maps where you'll get the max benefit out of it. So maybe things like Mongolia, for example, where there is like, you know, well over 10 livestock on the map. So you do see it every now and then, as even as an India player. Like you even see it as like with people with like French or Brit players. If they grab enough, then they will also go for the livestock. But so you do see it every now and then, but generally you will only see someone do it if they kind of like they've got the max amount to fill out, to pad out this. But honestly, it would give them what, more than double the XP. So honestly, it would be like having 2 TPs for a sacred field. How much a sacred field costs, which is what, 150 wood or something. It would definitely be worth it. So yeah, I mean, I think it was 200. So for 200 wood, he'd be getting an extra like 2 TPs or something like that, you know. So it probably is worth it. But 200 wood is still 200 wood at the end of the day, you know. That's still quite expensive.
It's a lot. It's quite expensive indeed, and we can see the Agra fort being placed in the middle, gonna be able to control basically the main way through the map. However, Brits, we know they like to send, you know, 10 musketeer on the right side, 10 musketeer on the left side, doing the good old GUA, basically kind of raiding, you know, with musketeers everywhere. GUA, we miss you, but hey, that's it. We can see transition. JulianK here is gonna gonna herd a lot of those hunts, making sure to get a few of those manor houses. Very defensive manor houses, by the way. We see almost no forward manor house, which is kind of strange in my opinion, but interesting. Maybe going for a more of a turtle approach. I wonder what he's scared about. Maybe how is it called, a seapoy timing or something? Maybe that's what he's scared about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely an option, right? And you can see the way he's building his base around, trying to be very defensive. As he scouted, I presume he's scouted, yes. You can see where his explorer is. So he does
Yeah,
scout the Agrofor. So yeah, probably is a little bit worried. And this map's okay for like turtling in a little bit because there's generally quite good herds on this map. You definitely have lots of time, inside your base, and Brits obviously want that, right? They want lots of resources because they have lots of villagers, so they go through very quickly. You can see there's like 3 herds in JulianK's base. So, he doesn't need to go anywhere anytime soon. So, give it another 5-6 minutes, and maybe Julian will be thinking about a timing push here. And that's why he's playing defensive now. Look at that wall line with
yeah.
the manor houses. That is really impressive stuff there. I love it. And he definitely has something in mind. He's not doing that on a whim. He's doing that on purpose. And I'm guessing because he wants to be quite greedy in this matchup. And so he's trying to by doing that he's trying to defend and buy himself as much time as possible to let his eco kind of take over the game here.
The danger versus India is basically to get outmassed, and not really outmassed, but out-ecoed by India, because they, for every shipment they receive a villager. They have the Asian market tech, which are really good. Also potentially Karnimata. So there is no Karnimata here, but it could be in H3. So you need to keep up when it comes to eco with your opponents, and that's why I think we see kind of a defensive, very turtley approach here. By JulianK not trying to contest with India in early H2 while they have access to Gurkhas and you are very limited in your options. So I like this from JulianK right there, playing a bit of a turtle. He's gonna have to break out of a turtle, of course, around the 12-15 minute mark, because those hunts are gonna expire around that timing. But for now, he has the next 8 minutes he can stay into his base basically and be fine with it. Can see a lot of musketeer being massed.
Yeah, there's not this. There's really not. He's the type of player that he likes making, units in H2, and he likes finding that leverage that he can, like trying to find the odd villager, trying to find like a TP he can take down, or houses, or anything he can take down. Look at that base building for Julian. Like, what does Ezad do here? Like, there is no opportunity for him to get any leverage here. Like, Julian is so compact here. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to try and take any villagers, really. And he's trying. He's definitely trying there, but yeah, it's not going to be. Maybe Julian, 700 coin. He's only got one military building. Is he going to go for semi-FF here?
He is,
He
and
is.
his opponent as well. Both of them are going for a semi-FF right there. So basically greedy semi-FF on both sides with some musketeer. We can see the sacred field has been placed down. So there you go. That's the building. How much XP? That's a ton. That's more than double the XP that he's getting from those. So basically there is one TP and a half right there. That's a lot. Almost 2 TPs indeed. Yeah. So that's a lot of XP right there being gathered passively, basically. That's insane.
It is. It is. And like going for a semi FF with a secret field like that with 8 livestock on it makes
Changes
India's
everything.
it
Yeah.
does, because the one thing that India struggle with is those FF and semi FF builds, because they have, along with Germany, they have two of the worst what is it, like XP
XP
curvature
curve.
in the game.
Yeah.
So it takes them longer to get shipments. So by adding in a sacred field like that and essentially giving them 2 TPs, that kind of negates that disadvantage that India have. So giving them all of that XP, look, he's going to be aging up. He's halfway through aging up, and he's almost got another shipment. So that is so important. All he's going to need to do with that is maybe go for the siege elephants, and deny the 2 falconets by Julian. And other than that, he just needs to hold on to that aggro fort. So it's gonna be tough for Julian to break this defense. All India need to do, I think, honestly, here, they just need to sit in their sit near the aggro fort, try to defend that aggro fort, and if he can, we all know India's scaling. He's going to get better units. He gets better shipments. He outscales eventually. And yeah, so this is, although Julian is comfortably in the lead here, I think he's actually aged up before Julian as well. Even though Julian's up in score here, I think he could be in some trouble.
Indeed. Oh, it's gonna be. Wait, is it? That's a Gurkha shipment, I believe. Yeah, that's a Gurkha shipment right there. So Gurkha being shipped. So it's likely gonna be defensive then. Maybe he's gonna start poking his opponent, but with Gurkhas, I don't see him starting to siege anything. That's for sure. We can see that JulianK on this side, he edged up with the longbows. I believe he's gonna ship more longbows. So both players basically going for the skirmisher, which is the safe approach, the more defensive approach. So none of them is looking for a timing right there. We can see that behind this, JulianK is starting the production of a SAR. He's getting his veteran upgrade for his musketeer. So everything is going fine, basically. For both of them, the score, though, the difference in score, quite interesting on the side of JulianK. I believe that's because of the manor house. We can see some little poking starting, but that's nothing big, basically. Since there is no heavy cav, since there is no like hard hitting units, it's more gonna be a poke war and not really gonna do a ton of damage. However, be careful, don't get that mass whittled down. And we can see that JulianK doesn't really have access to a second gold mine at this point. He might lose a few villagers right there. Careful though, the Osars are finally on the field. And there are now two Mahouts, no, only one Mahout, sorry, on the field. One Mahout is not going to be enough. 3 Osar likely not going to be enough. Or there are not a lot of sepoys, so he needs to be careful not to lose them to some archers. But JulianK is gonna have to go out of his base very, very soon because gold. And his second gold mine on the left side of his base is not safe. The third gold mine on the right side is not safe either. So he needs to secure either one or the other, and we can see that he's moving towards the north.
Yeah, I love that really cool shot that we saw all of the longbows sitting right behind those manor houses, safe and sound, and just firing away like machine guns. As I talk, we have a big raid from God of Thunder KK. Thank you very much
Damn!
for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. And all of you 16 newcomers, I hope make yourself very welcome and at home.
But wait, what are those three delis that have been shipped? I believe. Yeah, wait. Yeah. 3 delis here are gonna catch those asars. Oh, the snare again, and we can see the big Mahout. He's gonna join. He's gonna go straight on the villager though. That's the army right there from the English. Can this Mahout dive in? I don't think so. This is that many musketeer. That's a lot of asars as well. Ezad needs to be careful here, not to be too eager to fight, basically. He doesn't have that much heavy cav, while his opponent has 8 Hussar at this point, I believe, or 7, something like this, which starts to be a lot, actually. 13? 13? 5 are coming from the base. They are not here, right? Yeah, there you go. We were missing
Ooh.
a raid right there. First raid of the game coming. JulianK is gonna catch 3 of those villagers. We can see that the dailies are rotating again, and some of those I can't remember the name of those guys, but the guys mini sentries been called. I thought it was the mini unit that you can train from your axe, but no, calling the sentries in order to deal with those assaults.
Yeah, they kind of move like they have the same kind of like run animation as
Yeah.
the Rajputs, I think is what you
Rashput,
meant.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. But we got a huge timing with Yurumi here. The Mahu's trying to connect and get a snare on. Zars go forward. He's gonna have to deal with those Yurumi. Oh, he's backing them up. He's putting them in guard mode. Maybe Ezad just stretching out a little bit too thin there. I'm not really sure why he desperately wanted to take that fight. It felt like he was okay, the Yurumi go back in, but they're getting absolutely melted by the longbows with that 1.5 fire rate. They're like machine guns. Look at them go. And this is going to be difficult for the Gurkha.
Careful though, because the musketeers are finally down, and what is coming? Is there a big shipment coming? Another shipment? 2 Mahouts right there will do a lot to that army, to that English army, and we can see that sure, those longbows, they shoot fast, but they cannot really retreat, and those Gurkhas, they are tanky, mate. They are not gonna die that easily, and we can see that the 3 delis, they dealt with the stars and they are coming in, and that's gonna be a cleanup right there on the side of India. India is gonna win this fight, and the game!
My goodness me. I told you. India, they get better units, they get better shipments. And yeah, that just goes to show their scaling. We saw there at the end, basically the same amount of villagers. Ezad also putting up a second TC. And Julian, I told you he was going to be sound
yeah.
after about the 5 minute mark. He was going to be five for another 5 or 6 minutes. And at that point, that's when he started to push out, but wasn't enough. And I
Yeah,
like
not enough
the
mass,
yeah, the
basically.
difficult thing about this game is Julian was never really able to send his two falconets because he was behind India. He was behind on the age up. He wasn't really able to send his two falconets because if India just sends the two siege elephants, then the two falconets are just completely useless. So he wasn't able to send his two falconets, which in a matchup like this would be a huge shipment. And he was forced to kind of send hussars and longbows, and it just didn't work out for him. So yeah, I mean, semi FF India, I told you their scaling is pretty good. They get really good units. It's a non-TP map, and they had that sacred field, and I think that sacred field was definitely the difference there.
Can we see the shipment curve very quickly? I know the viewers cannot see, but at least we can comment on it because. Oh, perfect, perfect. We are gonna see it. Uh, yeah, so we can see. Look at that in Castle Age. Like as soon as you get the Sacred Field up, we can see four
Ended up
shipment back to
more,
back to back in
yeah.
Fortress Age. Well, his opponent got only two Fortress Age shipments, so three shipments. Sorry, in Fortress Age versus two. So that's a ton. Um, those shipments, remember, are worth 1,000 resources, and I would say that Indian shipment are even more because of the free villager. And also you have a lot of shipment with India. You know, you pay food in order to get even more from those shipments. So yeah. Insane right there. The difference in the XP curve basically from India. It's gonna keep up enjoy. No, no, I'm not. I'm not either. I am Kenoki. I know that might be surprising to you guys, but I'm no one else. Crazy, right? But hey.
Kanoki Bob enjoy.
Ooh. Okay, so Ezad is gonna have to play a non Asian Civ, and we have the matchup JulianK on the German, and Ezad is gonna play the Portuguese. So remember, Ezad picked first the Portuguese, and JulianK responded with the Germans. What do you think about this matchup, Leonard? Knowing that the map is gonna be, let's check. What is the map? Malaysia. Malaysia is the one with the water on both top and bottom. I believe it is, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and with conquistadors, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. No French on this map. Usually, when there are conquistador on the map, we tend to see French because, you know, French conquistador are really, really strong with all the native upgrades. We are not going to see that though. German usually not a very good water map sieve. Um, So I believe he's like JulianK is likely gonna look for a big timing push in Fortress Edge, while Ezad is gonna look to drag the game out, go on water, and make sure to outboom his opponent. Uh, the good old ways, I would say. I believe that's Ezad that did a nice build order the other day with something like 830 edge up while on double dock. So you know that kind of craziness that Portuguese can do. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
see.
think as much as I hate on Port because I think they're fucking OP, I do think that Germany are one of the civs that can that can have really good timings versus
Fully
Portugal.
agree. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Germany are definitely. I don't know if who it's favoured for, but Germany have a really good timing against ports in that kind of age free pain train that Germany have. So
I agree.
even though ports are insane, Germany are also very very good.
Okay, okay. So we're
Okay,
gonna
we're just
wait.
restarting the game.
Yeah, just to make sure that we don't have any issue during the game. And I fully agree with you, Lionheart, that Germany is a very scary cool topic right there. Um, like you can have an immense mass basically as you reach Fortress Edge. Um, that big mass can be very hard to deal with. You also have the Ulans early in order to get, to basically throw Portuguese of their game plan. You have a few villager on wood because he's trying to water lane. Boom, you catch one or two villager, you force the Portuguese to invest into some kind of defense, maybe a defensive shipment, maybe into racks and making like 5 to 10 musketeer. You know, the problem with water laming, I would say, with going water is that you are gonna be in colonial for longer. So those Ulan raids are gonna accumulate. It's not gonna be 2 lands. It's gonna be 4. It's gonna be 6, and very very quickly you're gonna have to deal with them. Basically, instead of just ignoring them while you edge up, and that's the issue right there. That we might face is basically Ezad crumbling under pressure if he tries to water without putting any kind of defense
I'm
on the lane.
running out of baguette.
We're gonna see
I
though.
need more baguette. Fuck me.
We are
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah. Yeah, you were gonna say sorry, Leonard.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, no, I think it's interesting that JulianK has gone into this with the counter pick. So he's counter picked Ezad. I saw someone in chat, I can't remember who it was, might have been Kaiser Clan, actually saying something about going for a hard water boom. I don't know on this map, honestly, because is this the map with oh wait, no, is this the map with 2 waters on the
Yes.
north and south? Oh yeah, okay, I'm following. Yeah, in that case, maybe we will see a hard water boom actually. So, but honestly, like the meta with Portugal. So what I would like to see from Ezad here is I would like to see him pick a water deck, but not actually go for a water boom. I would like to see him pick a water deck to try and kind of bluff Julian and just go for a standard fast fortress build. And I think that is Portugal's best way of dealing with Germany. Like go for a standard fast fortress, get that fort out, you know, stick that fort up, free TC boom, and if he wants to add the water in later, and that's absolutely fine. But play to your strengths first, get Fatorius, you know, and then when you want to start booming, you can even go in this matchup, you can even start, because I was playing around with this a little bit in the past, you can even go like a standard fast fortress, you know, get your 4 or Haubs or organ guns or goons and skirm, whatever you want to play, and then ship your 1k wood and ship Portuguese, I think it's called the White Fleet. I don't. Is it called the Portuguese White Fleet? I think. And then essentially what that does is give you 4 boats per dock. So that you know there is a card like that where you can then play out, you know, the water boom in the mid game. So I don't think you have to go. I mean, like I said, he can still go water booming. Water booming in the early game is still absolutely fine. But I just think it's better if he plays at FF. And it looks like the game is ready to go. So shall we go over there? All right, and I've already forgotten the name of the map. Tell me the name of the map.
Malaysia.
Malaysia. I've got a memory of a goldfish, as people tell me. So we're on the map Malaysia. We've got Ezad playing as Portugal, and we've got JulianK playing as Germany. Someone, for the love of God, tell these guys to stop playing these colors. JulianK picking the teal color into this matchup hurts my eyes. Now, the one thing that will really get the chat, you know, we talk about certain things in this community that splits the community. One thing that always splits the community more than anything is what asking people what that color is. I will always fall on the sword that this is teal. The light blue color is teal. But people will say snap. I've heard every type of color under the sun. So people in chat, I want to know what your thoughts are on what color this is. I've heard sky blue before, just light blue. People's coming. Look, this cyan bollocks.
What?
Bro, get out of here.
Guys,
turquoise. I told you. 100%. Yellow. I told you. This will split the community more than anything.
Those people are drunk. I'm sorry, but nah, it's teal. Like there is no way it's not teal. We can both of the players. turquoise actually.
Turquoise, yeah.
I don't know. How do you say it in English? How do you say turquoise in English?
It's turquoise.
Turquoise. Okay.
Turquoise, yeah.
I prefer the French pronunciation though. Sorry, mate. Greenish blue color. There you go. But yeah. We can see both of the players looking to get some treasure, both of them looking to get livestock, but oh, Ezad getting snared and he has less HP than his opponent. Will he lose his Explorer? I hope he doesn't, because that's way too early in the game to lose an Explorer right there. And we can see schooners being shipped. What a laming.
Well, there you go. There you go. He doesn't even have
Hey.
Fatorius. So he's not even giving Julian a hard time. Julian's not even going to see Fatorius. All he's going to see is those Age 1 cards. So he knows that it's going to be a water boom. Julian doesn't even have to scout the water boom. He knows it's going to be a water boom. So either Ezad is not playing, even at this level, right? you still want to force your opponent to have to scout what you're doing, because you can lose your Explorer, which is potentially going to happen now. He could lose his Explorer, so he won't get that scouting ability, so he won't guaranteedly know what Ezad's going to be doing. But what we are going to see is JulianK is going to know that the water boom is happening because of the deck pick. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
That Explorer, can it survive? Can it survive? Because if it survives, it's gonna die close enough to his base.
Nah, one more shot.
Yeah, that's critical though. That's critical that it dies here and not in the middle of the map, because then he can actually go for that TP as he's gonna edge up. Sure, no TP in transition, but at least as he edges up, the Explorer is gonna respawn naturally and he's gonna get the TP. A bit late, but better late than never. You know what I mean? So we can see Ezad, he's going on the water. One thing that really pains me here is that JulianK doesn't have the mighty battleship in Fortress Edge card, which really pains me, because that could have been so cool.
I don't know if that's a good card though.
I don't think it is.
Expensive.
I think it's a bad card. But hey, one man can dream. You know what I mean?
That's true. That is true. I think it should be worth, how much do you think that card should cost? I think it should cost 1,500 resources, so 500 in each resource. Isn't it 800 or 900 in each resource?
It's 900 in each, which is way too much.
Bad.
Which is way too much. Oh, that's an outpost though from Germany. Interesting.
Tower rush incoming. Tower rush incoming, baby. Calling it now.
Indeed. Yeah. Responding. He has no TP, so he's gonna go for a tower rush right there. He already has the, how is it called, the settler wagon just nearby. He's gonna place a Rax. There you go. And Ezad is gonna have to defend in H2 in Colony. Oh, but does Ezad has any card to send right there? That's my big question. He has the 8 crossbows, but that's it. 2 caravels as well. But can those caravels deal with one outpost? I'm not sure. So he's gonna have to assemble basically a mass onto the land in order to deal with the water as well. Or he can stop investing on the north side and start investing on the south side. Smart boy, JulianK.
I just want to let you know that that's important news incoming, that there was a poll done on which color it is, and it came out 14-10 for cyan. So
yeah, there you go.
I reported the poll. I've reported it to Twitch because that was just absolutely disgusting behavior, and I think everyone in the chat that voted for cyan needs to get their eyes tested. But already, look at JulianK. Look how heavy he's investing into the water here. 2 caravels. He's put an outpost onto that map. Right near the shoreline. 2 Ulons, whilst this is going on, is raiding that bottom villager, which is really nice pickup there. But the problem is there's 2 docks here. How's he going to deal with that? Pikes on the dock as well. But this is going to be close. This is going to be close.
And we can see 2 caravels being shipped, and the 3rd caravel is going to pop out. However, that outpost is going to do mighty work with those caravels, so he cannot be too close. He's going to deal with the pikemen thanks to the caravel though. Nice micro, by the way, by JulianK here, going on to the cover mode in order to reduce the damage. We can see the caravels being shifted, one forward, one back, in order to spread the damage in between the caravels, making sure to get some healing with the dock, which his opponent doesn't have. JulianK doesn't have a dock, so he's not gonna regen basically. And as we were saying, the Ulan raids on the land, that's gonna be the decider basically of this match. It's gonna win the game right there if he keeps finding those villagers. That's already 4 villagers down thanks to those 2 Ulans. And I believe it's not going to be the last ones. That's the scary part about it. And Ezad is likely going to have to assemble some kind of a defense on the land, because that army on the land is going to keep massing those shipments are gonna keep coming. And you know, when you are around those 6 to 8 Ulans, you can just dive into a wood line and wreck everything. And that's what we are seeing here with 2 Ulans. 5th villager going down, 6th villager going down. Like that's gonna ramp up so quickly.
Oh my god.
I think Ezad is already out at that point because he's
Oh my
busy microing
god.
on the water.
Like
Insane play by Julian.
this is so unlike Ezad. Like Ezad's one of the best for catching things like that. But like being able to like out macro and
Out multitask.
APM, out multitask. Ezad, that really takes some doing. But that's exactly what JulianK. He's losing all his villagers.
Oh yeah. That's
What is Ezad doing? It's almost like he's gone AFK, but he hasn't because like he's on the water, moving about in the water. So
exactly.
What the hell?
He's too focused and he lost already almost 20 vills at that point. That's insane. Like those Ulans basically cleaned house. I don't see how Ezad can come back into this game. Sure, he's finally cleaning the water, but what does he have to do? How is he gonna get anything basically going on land if with that water eco? That's not enough. And those pikemen, they have siege. They are gonna come back onto those TC and they are gonna start sieging those TCs very quickly. I would like to see behind this from JulianK a transition into Fortress Edge. That's what he's doing, shipping the 700 coin. So I believe he's gonna go into Fortress Edge transition and just smash the land, basically get to Falconets and make sure that those 2 TCs goes down as fast as you can.
Yeah, I really like Julian's just counterplaying so well.
Incredible.
Like
Incredible.
the pikeman as well, using the pikeman just to like, you know, go down to the bottom to dock as well. And now he's building a dock at the bottom as well to counter those few bows. Like he's just playing flawlessly. Like Julian, and this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying about like not even making Julian work for the scouting. So because Julian might, for all Julian knew, if there was Fatorius in that deck there, for all Julian knew, Ezad could have been going for the age free play. And I tell you what, if Ezad did just that, went for the water play here, went for the normal play here, but with a deck that looks like it's water booming, like I said, that can be enough to fool your opponent into going to such a heavy defensive water play. And yeah, Ezad just calls GG there. Not sure what happened there. That was just insane. That was just absolutely flawless play by JulianK there. It really was. Ezad really making a huge mistake there. That was very unlike Ezad. I'm actually shook. I've never seen that before.
That was dirty right there. Really, we can see the villager curve, boom, plummeting. 20 villager loss right there, maybe even more when we consider that we see that the villager curve flattened before, so already some villager got killed. That was huge. I wonder why is specifically versus Germany, you know, why don't we see those the 6 musketeer shipment, for example, even the waiting allies, you know, in order to have something to ship on the land against those SR and make sure that you have something on the land to deal with the SR, to deal with the Ulans, sorry, and to deal with the raids. But that's not what we saw. We saw nothing on the land. That's what I was pointing during the pre-game, basically, that you need to be careful. You will have to invest onto the land if you go for a water boom versus Germany, because Germany naturally with the shipments system, they are gonna do both. Regardless if they want to, and that's exactly what happened right there. Incredible game.
It really was. It really was. Okay, looks like the next game is up.
We already have the next game, guys.
I think so. Julian's going to be playing Otto, and Ezad's going to be playing Germany. Now, this game, Germany versus Otto. This, as a person who plays Otto from time to time, this feels like such a horrible matchup. It's so tough against Germany because, like, Germany it feels like every unit that they have just kind of beats Otto really hard. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one. So I presume that this match. Ezad is counter picking against
He was
JulianK.
counter picking indeed. Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine anyone counter picking with Otto against Germany. So
me neither.
Right. Yeah, we're ready. So we're gonna get you guys sent over there right now.
And here we are onto Fertile Crescent on the north side, playing as the Ottoman, JulianK, and on the south side, in the red, playing as Germany, we have Ezad. Big topic right there by Ezad, playing with the lady, as we can see, as the explorer. On this side, JulianK is gonna start with a TP, likely with a mosque behind this. Ezad going north side, but I don't think he's gonna open with a TP. Yeah, there you go. We can see the normal market start. He's gonna get both an house and he's gonna get hunting dogs. At least he's macroing for it. And that's gonna be a nice little start from both of those players. 60 coin here are gonna get gathered. There you go. Hunting dogs is going up, and those 60 coin are gonna be used later on. Always good to have some gold as Germany. But Leonard, tell us, what do you think about this matchup?
I think it's absolute dog shit for Ottoman. So, one thing to note. One thing to note. So thank you to Ezad. Maybe he heard us in the chat.
He
But,
switched in the red.
He
Thank
switched
God.
his colors. Thank God. Although Otto not being in red is a bit of a travesty.
Yeah.
However, I will take the fact that there's not two blues on the screen now, and I'm still mad at the chat for saying it was cyan. Absolutely go into a dark room and have a long think to yourselves, because you need your eyes testing, guys. Anyways, looking at Julian's deck, I was going to say there may be some FI potential here this game. I have seen Julian do some FI recently, but it doesn't look like that with that deck.
Yeah.
So it does have... what's the second card in Age 1 called again? It's Silk Road, isn't it?
Silk Road,
Road. So we do have Silk Road. So maybe some classic Jan Abbas Age 2, take both of the TPs. But it's not easy. Taking the TP line on this map is not easy at all. You can see that we've got the crisscross pattern, which makes it even harder. It feels like you get the crisscross pattern more often than the other pattern, which is two straight lines. So I think going for TP play here is probably bad, because Germany will often get pikes, Ulons, all that sort of stuff, so they can snipe TPs quite effectively, and they can they can raid. So yeah, even doppels, exactly. So I'm really not sure what Julian does here.
Yeah, I'm really not sure as well. We're gonna see. It looks like a heavy colonial deck. I wouldn't include 700 food if I wasn't going for colonial play. So yeah, and as we often say, if how to say that, if Ottoman doesn't want to play colonial, they can just not play colonial. They are so fast to go to Fortress Age. They can just keep an entire edge like this, but that's not what he's looking to do. So he's likely gonna play colonial. On this side, Ezad is gonna have those 3 Ulans with every shipment, which are insane against Ottoman, because Ottoman, they have very few villagers. Sure, they are produced for free, but you have few villagers, so the Ulan raids are even more scary. What is that villager all about? That's going to be aggression, 100%. That's going to be a forward racks, and we are going to see H2 aggression, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a forward base of some kind.
I fully agree. You have to put Germany on the defensive, force them to use those Ulans defensively. Otherwise, you are in a very, very bad spot. Oh, but here, incredible! Ezad getting the TP first. Incredible right there.
He really wanted that. He really wanted that. And you heard the TP, kind of the foundation cripple under there. And so that's going to deny Julian so much time there. But Julian, as a response, taking his villager down towards that TP, because he's going to want to snipe that as big as possible, as quickly as possible, rather. So that TP may not be long for this world, but we'll see what Ezad decides to do here. Ezad, not the type of person to do any kind of semi-FF or FF play. So I think we'll see some kind of bow pike here from Ezad. But I don't think he's going to be in time to be able to defend against that, to stop that TP going down.
That TP is going to go down for sure. The question is, what is JulianK shipping behind this? So he's going 700 coins, 700 food. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of Janissaries coming in, very, very likely. We can see the first batch is going to come out. What is that second building? A second racks. Holy moly. So guys, it's the classic Janissary spam Ooga Booga, going into your base and trying to kill you. You take your brain, you unplug, and you keep going forward. That's that's basically it. If
You
it wins,
disconnect.
it wins. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's it. So, and we can see on this side, Ezad is going to be greedy like any good German. He's going to go for those 3 settler wagons, of course, because he has to, because it's so good. But is it going to be so good in that situation versus the Uga Buga racks? I'm not sure. Versus double racks, we can see already 5 Janissaries on the field. And next batch, it's not going to be 5 Janissaries. It's going to be 10 Janissaries that are going to come with the next batch. That's the big thing right there.
Yeah, auto double rack jam rush is at any elo level, it's scary. And
Scary, yeah.
people in chat saying it's bad. You know, anything can happen with your free deli timing here. All you need to do, you know, is double produce those Ottomans. One more round of 10 Janissaries, and that free. I told you and the free deli timing coming in. That's going to be scary to deal with because what do Janissaries do? They just march forward. And it doesn't matter how good your crossbows are. Oh, I'm going to kite. I'm going to Minutemen, blah, 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 blah. Free deli with your hero as well. Getting the snare. Janissaries moving forward. You're going to be in a world of pain.
Yeah. And a big detail right there. Ezad lost his Explorer right there. It's not going to respawn immediately, or he's going to have to spend resources. And that Explorer is important in order to snare the delis. So without the Explorer, no snare on the delis, which means that those Minutemen are going to need to pop exactly at the right moment in order to catch those delis and make sure that those crossbows can still DPS. Because if they cannot DPS, that's a loss right there. We can see Minutemen, they are going to try to snare on the delis, but the delis are going to connect. Both of the Ulans are going to be targeted by the Janissaries and delis. They are doing damage onto those crossbows. Sure, crossbows counter Janissaries, but are there enough crossbows? We can see a little battle of Pac-Man, but is it too late already? We can see so many crossbows going down. More Janissaries going in melee. Janissaries are way better in melee, and behind this we have another batch, but it seems like a cleanup. The messengers, the militiamen, sorry, they keep striking at the back. We can see 3 doppels, and that's likely going to be a cleanup. But wait. I didn't saw very well. That's a lot of Janissaries right there.
Yeah, it's a cleanup, but not for the person you thought it might have been.
Yeah.
Janissaries, I told you they're tough. They just march forward. And right now, those Janissaries are going to be causing absolute mayhem. Almost losing of an extra villager there. More crossbows coming out. Doppel's Sodner's on the way, but what he wants to do with them is kind of, he wants to hope that the Janissaries will pop onto the TC there, and that's going to be unlikely at this point. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's still difficult. I don't know. Julian's up 1k score. You know, 600 gold is on the way. He's just going to continue mass producing these Janissaries. So, yeah, I think this is looking really good for Julian.
Indeed. Those doppels are finally on the field with 2 Ulans. So maybe he's going to try to catch some value. Those 2 Ulans, they cannot go defensive. They have to go on the offensive and try to counter-raid. But you can see those Janissaries under the TC. He's going to try to find his opponent villager, and he's going to find some. Can he kill those villagers? That's the big question. Those Janissaries are so tough, mate. They just don't die. The 3 doppels have to go back, but those 3 doppels cannot deal with that amount of Janissaries right there. And we can see that JulianK fixed his macro behind this, so he's able to constantly produce 8 Janissaries by 8, while his opponent is only producing 5 crossbows by 5. So even if there is a counter right there, you know, more stuff beat less stuff. Like that's simple in this game really. And at that point we can see the 2 Ulans, they are basically idle. Can those 2 Ulans find the big raid? That's the big question right there. 2 Ulans in the base of Julian right on the top. No, they don't find anything. The villagers being very tucked under the TC. However, that Hunt is going to be exhausted. He's going to have to go on the next Hunt. And those Ulans, that's it. They are starting to strike. They are starting to do damage. Big pop right there onto his opponent with the 2 Ulans. The raid at the back being countered by the villagers. He's trying to find that big connection, and he finds it. Those doppels got way more value than they should. 2 Ulans getting cleaned, sure, but those 3 doppels, they killed a lot of Janissaries. Is that enough, though? I'm not sure. The second doppel going down, the third doppel is going to go down as well. Are there enough Janissaries to actually clean? On the other side, the 2 Ulans got cleaned by the villagers alone, it seems, and that's 3 crossbows popping out, but is that enough versus that amount of Jans? I'm not sure. And even if that's enough, that's a ton of damage that has been done to Germany right there. And that's a lot of shipments that are being used in the colonial age, in which the shipments are basically way worse. And the shipment curve from Germany, for Germany, sorry, is going to be too low, basically, as he reaches Fortress stage right there.
Yeah, I mean, it might sound simple, right? And it might seem silly, but Julian's micros, I mean, other than the Doppelsodners not paying attention, his micro is really great here. It's just keeping it very, very
I
basic,
agree.
very, very simple. And that's all he needs to do. You just need to keep it very simple with your Janissaries. Like you say, he's constantly keeping pressure on that TC. He desperately wants to take that TC down because that would be insane value. There's a lot of weak Janissaries there. He's only now producing 3 at a time. The TC fire is going to be maybe too much. Oh, as I say that, a big pop
7.
of what, 7 or so popping in. And so this is why this double racks down rush is so good. It just never gives your opponent any break. Doesn't give them a second to breathe. And we actually now seeing Delhi coming in.
I love
Somehow
this.
Julian able to sneak in a batch of Delhi here. And those crossbows are definitely going to be going the way of the dodo when those Delis get here.
However, that's 7 Ulans being shipped right there. Remember, it's 5+2. With those 5 crossbows, he needs to wait for the next batch of crossbows before committing those crossbows. Careful with the snare. That's it, 7 Ulans. Those 7 Ulans can clean if they are not being focused by the Janissaries. They are, though. Nice melee down by the Janissaries. How many of those Jans can he kill? A lot, actually. The next batch is going to have to be big for JulianK if he wants to keep the pressure. But that was already so much value right there from
Oh,
JulianK.
the Delhi.
5
The
Delis. Oh,
Delhi.
there you go.
Just
And
when
that's
Ezad was looking good there with that amount of crossbows, he's getting 5 Deli'd. Oh, that is
yeah.
horrendous. And I think that's going to be GG right there.
I think
Julian
so
with
as
the
well.
flawless Janissary rush this game. Look at that. Still pumping another 7 Janissaries coming out. That was just beautiful play there by JulianK.
Incredible game right there by JulianK. Like, really, like, remember, is that picked Germany in order to counter JulianK. So that's it. Like, you know, like in tennis, there are points that you are not supposed to win. That was JulianK right there. He did the break. So now he's on his way to basically win the series, and Ezad will have to win a match. What an incredible game right there from JulianK, just going for the big racks Uga Booga, and it worked. Like, you know, sometimes, guys, simple stuff works, you know. As you said prior during the series, Lionheart, just lame your opponent, like,
Yep.
to the bones, and it
And double
works.
and Jam Rush, you know, in a tournament setting is scary because you know, you tournament nerves are going. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna make some mistakes, stuff like that. Especially after, you know, Ezad's terrible game last game. You know, he's gonna be feeling bad about that. And getting Jan rushed like that, you know, I've been Jan rushed by Look Tom enough times. You know, as a man, I've had hot dinners, and I don't know what it is, right? But it leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. It leaves a very bitter
Oh, yeah.
taste in your mouth, and you're like, I just got fucking Jan rushed. You know, because I'm like, you know, I'll sit around 2K Elo, and I remember getting Jan rushed back in like 2007, 2008 when I was a complete noob, and I used to get beat by it then. But you never get better than a Jan rush. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're never too good for a Jan rush. You know, Jan rush will always work at any Elo level. But regardless, it still leaves a bitter taste in your mouth getting beat by it.
Yeah. It feels like Ezad should have gone for a more defensive approach, basically kind of a bow pike rush, but into his base, you know, which is not something that you want to do. Like, going for that TP is natural. Like, you always want to go for the second TP for your TP as Germany, but it feels like it was the wrong choice because those 200 wood being invested there and not into a batch of 5 crossbows, for example, swing the game basically, and that's that's how strong, you know, 10 Janissaries can be. 15 actually. It's so much siege pressure. It's so much HP under your TC. You need more mass in order to deal with them. 5 crossbows are not gonna cut it.
Indeed.
Incredible rider.
Right, next game's
Damn.
here. I'm just going to pop to the loo real quick, and when I come back, we'll get into it. So,
No
by all
problem.
means, get into it as soon as you want.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no problem. And yeah, we're gonna see Russian versus Aztec. For now, to be fair, in the tournament, it seems like Aztec was the big winner of this matchup in most matchups. Tell me, guys, if I'm wrong. But it seemed like Aztec has won most of the games in this matchup on non-TP maps. Uh, Thank you, Robot, by the way. But yeah, I would be surprised if Ezad can actually win this one. As we said, JulianK did a break right there by winning with the Ottoman in basically as he was being countered. So now it's Ezad's turn to do the same thing. We are likely going to see. It might be its match point actually for JulianK. So this could be the last game of that series if Ezad cannot find a way to beat Aztec on a non-TP map, which is extremely tough. Let's be real. Aside from color analysis, cast on pistol. I see, guys. I would agree though that it's not cyan, guys. Like I don't know what you're smoking, but hey, you do you, guys. You do you. Yeah. I, I'm very surprised that on Cascade Range we are not going to see any French because French natives on this map are actually disgusting, like truly disgusting, and
Yeah.
I'm kinda surprised that we don't see them here um, instead of Russia, which honestly has been losing like I believe 75% of the games versus Aztec, and you have to expect Aztec going onto a non-TP map, in my opinion. So I'm not sure. And we are going.
The Cascade Range is an inhospitable mountain range along the North American west coast. Its sparse hunts and small tin mines are complemented by an equally limited amount of fish in two small lakes on the sides of the map. Be quick to collect the many unguarded beaver treasures because you won't find much else.
And
Go
here we
ahead,
go.
Kanogi.
Yeah. My bad. I wasn't ready for the transition. But hey, here we go for the match point of this series. On the north side, we have Ezad. He has to clutch this game 100% playing the Russian, which is the bad sieve in this matchup. And on the south side, we have JulianK playing as the Aztec, already putting down the fire pit or the community plaza in order to get some of his XP. And yeah, JulianK with the Aztec, really favorite in this matchup. If he wins, he's in the final. And he's getting a nice wood treasure right there, which is gonna help him with his early macro.
Yeah,
What do you?
this is really not looking great for. I hate
Nah.
this matchup. It feels so
Yeah.
rough for Russia. It really does because Aztec basically Aztec not only do can Aztec do what Russia does, but better. Aztec can also do other things. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
they can
Fully agree.
rush better than Russia. They can fast fortress better than Russia. They can boom better than Russia. You know, it's really really rough. So and
They
also can
they
we mention
they have a more
that
fancy explorer than Russia as well.
yeah,
That
that's true. That's true. And can we also mention they also start with an extra scout.
yeah.
You know, they basically start with a TP with the community plaza and the warrior priest. So there's just a lot going for Aztec in this matchup. And once again, can we talk about why on earth
No
did they
French.
switch back to blue? Why did
Oh, they
Ezad
switched
switch
back.
back to blue? Maybe
Just
because he lost, he thought it was a bad luck charm.
yeah. Probably yeah. That might be it. No, another question though is why no French on this map? Like I'm very
Good
surprised,
question.
especially as Izad. I mean, if you play Russian here, you can be sure that your opponent is very likely gonna play Aztec regardless. And I feel like French natives on this map have a better shot than Russian, but maybe I'm completely wrong. And maybe some of the more experienced player in the chat are gonna tell me no, that's a very bad idea. So make sure to read the chat, guys. If you are on YouTube, we will report on that. But But yeah, I feel like French Nats will do very, very well in this matchup. But he chose to go for Russian. So interesting here.
Yeah, I mean, the Nats on
Hero
this
as well.
map are
Hero as
they're
well.
they're decent because it's Nootka and Klamath, right? Which is
Yeah.
basically like a skirm pike. So it's pretty good. And like early Nootkas is really good, by the way. You
Very
can
incredible early, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
especially
fully
if you
agree.
like 12-10. If you like 12-10 with France, you can get like really early batches out of Nootka, and you can deny any forward base from anyone, you know, and you can be in their base before, you know, almost before they've aged up if you get a good 12-10 timing. So yeah, it's definitely quite good, but it's certainly not guaranteed. And honestly, I like Aztec on this map. JulianK, you know, he knows what he's doing. I wouldn't be surprised. Can we just have another look at Julian's deck? He's just aged up. He does
That's
have
a wire boom.
the. I think we're going to see the. Oh no, he's going for free Warrior Priest first. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought we might see the rush from him with the Holocan Javelin, but it doesn't look like we're going to see that now.
What I wonder is, does Ezad as the card, you know, in Castle Age that changes all of your strelets into... No, it doesn't. So we are not going to see that. We are going to see just a straight Colonial Age full, once again, Ooga Booga, basically kind of game plan. But he has to be defensive because, as you said, Aztec is better at doing that than his opponent. One thing, though, is that Ezad right there, if his Explorer was into his opponent base, he could see that it's first a Warrior Boom and maybe he could go for a blockhouse a little bit more forward in order to be a little bit aggressive, because right now, JulianK is basically booming. He's not going on the map. However, it's hard to get that Explorer onto the map because the Aztec Explorer with the Extra Scout, he's gonna tear apart your own Explorer. So it's quite difficult to get the information right there. We can see though a 17 villager edge up, which is later. So maybe nah, we are still gonna see some massing, but it's gonna be a more greedy approach. So basically, Ezad decided to go up a little bit slower, but it's gonna make sure that he has better batches. At that point, it's gonna be easier to fully batch basically his units constantly. And 8 warrior priest already.
Julian going for the warrior. Julian doing the Kinesi right now. Like, you naughty, naughty boy. I don't think I've ever seen him do the warrior priest boom, but that's interesting. Like, because if you're an Aztec main in this matchup, I feel like going like more aggression is better. So I am quite surprised by the warrior piece. I mean,
I
just
agree.
the threat of playing Aztec, and Ezad would have looked at his deck, and if you look at Julian's deck, like we saw that there's lots of H2 stuff in there, and look at that deck. You've even got the Javelineers in there. So Julian is basically bluffing that he could potentially rush at the beginning of this game. He's not doing that, but what it's done is it's forced Ezad to do a defensive blockhouse. So he hasn't gone for that any kind of aggressive blockhouses, which, you know, in a sense saves some time for Julian and a bit of space. So that's really good. Gonna be picking up a villager there, which is nice. We'll take that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get every little bit of value that he can find into this matchup, because as we said, guys, it's one of the hardest matchup. Another thing that he did, he forced warriors basically being trained through the community plaza. So that's a little bit of XP. That's maybe an extra warrior piece that was cancelled, and those warriors are not gonna do anything at that point. So a bit of a waste, you know. Even if it puts back basically the musketeer mass. Those are strelets actually. The strelets and the Cossack mass. Those are musketeers or strelets? Strelets, yeah, strelets. Okay. Because I saw a batch of musketeer early. But we can see that's gonna be some XP being feeded to the Russian player, because remember, those warriors, they give XP now. Oh, the pop with the jaguars right there that are gonna catch the strelets, and the strelets are gonna take quite a lot of damage between the TC, between the jaguars. And sure, strelets counter jaguars, but not when the jaguars are in melee, and that's gonna be a cleanup right there of the strelet mass. Behind this, we can see the big strelet shipment being shipped. The musketeer not gonna help, which is kinda surprising to me. Is that explorer gonna go down? The explorer going down is actually huge for Aztec. If he loses that explorer, he's gonna No, he's gonna go back. He's gonna go back, being protected by some warriors. Remember, guys, that the Aztec Explorer gives an aura that makes it so your units basically get more XP. So that's really, really important not to lose that Explorer as the Aztec. Really,
Yeah,
really
indeed.
key.
I like the pop of the Jaguar Knights. The only problem is
Yeah.
that costs 400 food, right? So
Indeed.
what Aztec wants to do here? They wants to try and age up as quickly as possible, and sending 400 food for that, for what, a batch of Strelets basically, that's going to slow him down quite a lot. So yeah, that could be a factor here, but you know, he's looking pretty good. He's got max. He hasn't lost any warrior priests. I think he's lost one villager so far. You know, a Tauntaun's on the way. 10 warrior priests. Boom. He's got his war hut down. He's got market ups down. Like, this is he's gonna be aging up. No doubt he's gonna be aging up with the noble huts. And potentially village are gonna be picked up there again.
The only
take that.
issue, the only issue for him, and I think Ezad identified this very, very well, is that that hunt is not properly being pulled. It has not been properly herded below his TC. So that could be a way to explode that. But at the same time, you don't really want to go towards the back of your opponent base, especially if they age up or something like this, because you could get your entire mass trapped with two batches of a Tauntaun basically popping on top of you, and suddenly you lose a fight that you cannot escape. So we can see some trade. Strelets versus Tauntaun. I believe Tauntaun win this 100% if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, plus the TC that is gonna put some fire. Nice volley right there, nice. Little catch by Ezad, but every time he moves forward, sure, his opponent is idle, but he's losing some Strelets to that TC fire as well. And we can see Kozak being trained via this. Nice batch, actually. Nice batch.
On 26 vills, he's going to be on 29 shortly. Does have a stable, of course, so he's making a mix of stuff. So Russia's in the position that they normally are at this stage. He's picked off a couple of villagers. He's forced a batch of Aztec warriors to come, which slows down the age up ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So he's doing okay at the moment. The problem is all the action's going to happen in the next 2 minutes. Next 2-3 minutes are going to be pivotal. How does Ezad respond to this? He hasn't done anything wrong, but he's 2.5K scored down.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, what does Russia do to stop this? The noble hut spam.
That's Russia for you, as I would say. Like they underscore quite massively. But the thing is, he needs to stay close in order to try to siege down those noble huts before they go up, in order to deny as much value from that edge up as possible. But I'm not sure that's gonna be even a thing, because if he wants to get those noble huts behind, we can see Ezad is smelling blood in the water. He's getting closer. He wants to get those noble huts. Don't go back. Why now? Keep moving forward, mate. We have got vision, so it's easy for us, but it's not for him. And we can see Coyote Runners. You know how he pushes just before his edge up in order to push the Solid Mass behind and to make sure that those noble huts are gonna go up. That is so smart right there by JulianK. So smart, you know, the little things like this, pushing your opponent mass just as your big shipment is coming in, basically. And we can see here the Cossacks trying to find an opening on the right side. Ezad is committing, and that's the right moment to commit because the upgrades have not come yet. But that's a lot of mass right there. We can see nice guard stands taking a lot of damage from those Strelets, and the Cossacks finally, they are gonna connect with the Tauntaun. But are there enough Cossacks? That's 4 more Cossacks coming at the north, and those Tauntaun are gonna get clean. Wait, are we gonna see Russia winning this matchup? Maybe, Lionheart, we are gonna see that. We can see that's a big cleanup right there. We need more warriors from that warrior priest, from those warrior priests.
It's not over yet because there is 3 shipments back to back coming in. Aztec warriors coming in. We've got warrior spam from the warrior priest, and look at that beautiful pop of Jaguar Knight. They are mostly on Strelets though, but that should be enough, I think, to do enough damage to kind of halt this tempo from Russia.
Wait, is that enough? Because there is enough mass for now. Nah, there is not enough mass anymore in order to one-shot those Jaguar. And the question is, what is Ezad doing behind this? Was he all in or not? We can see that JulianK wasn't for sure, and Ezad was looking all in. We can see that he's reckoning units through, but that's not going to be enough. the mass, the shipment mass from JulianK. Remember that Explorer being up, make sure that he's gonna have shipment for days, guys. He has just sent 4 shipment into the Fortress Edge, and he still has 3 more behind this. That's insane. That's freaking Aztecs for you right there. And now the Coyote Riders, they're just gonna run, they're just gonna clean the toilets, and that's it. I think we might have a game, we might have a finalist right there. The second finalist for that autumn ESOC tournament.
Someone say the line. Say the line. Easy for the war chief. Because that's what it is right now. Shipment after shipment after shipment after shipment. This army mass is basically all shipments right now.
Yeah.
And warrior priest spam. That's all this army is right now. Julian isn't making units. He's shipping 10 coyotes. He's shipping 9 jaguar knights. He's spamming warriors from the community plaza. Those warriors have been on 1 HP for about 2 minutes now.
They keep dealing damage. They keep dealing damage.
They do a lot of damage.
So many coyotes. You have to deal with the coyotes, but then you don't deal with the warriors. It's like, which poison do you pick? And for now, we can see that he's trying to deal with the coyote poison, but that's more Constantine coming behind. That's another shipment that is gonna come in. We can see that finally there are those pikemen, but it's almost too late. The coyotes are almost done, and now the Autontines are here, and they are gonna clean those spikes basically, because those spikes are pretty weak, I believe, unless they are fighting cavalry. And that's a full cleanup. The economy is gonna get exposed. We can see Ezad is on berries, but you know berries are usually safe, but today they are not. And we have a finalist, guys.
GG. Well played to JulianK. Laying it out with Aztec at the end. Poor Ezad. Poor Ezad. But my God,
Yeah.
what a close series it was. What a close series it was.
Nicely pointed out by MFD. 10k value in 3 units. 10k value from those shipments. Can we see the XP curve? Because that was insane. That was insane right there. Oh!
What the fuck?
Double his
Yeah.
XP.
Oh, Aztecs, guys. Aztecs. Legit, I don't know why more people don't play Aztec. Like, to me, it's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
This Civ is awesome.
Aztec
This
and
Civ is insane.
Lakota. Aztec and Lakota. More people should be playing Aztec and Lakota because they
They
are
are
busted civs.
They are busted. They are completely busted. And it's not like Aztec is bad on TP maps as well. You know, they do perfectly well on TP maps. Like, incredible. Like, really, once again, guys, if you want a pick on TP map Aztecs, I'm really surprised that Ezad, he had Aztec open. Why not go for a blind Aztec in that situation, you know, instead of Russia? I'm very, very surprised with that. Very, very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, some people, you know, I've seen Ezad's Russia far more, so maybe he just felt like he was more comfortable
Exactly.
with that
Yeah.
civ, and went with his gut feeling, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, Aztec, insane civ, and Julian almost doing the full European civ pool there, but in the end, he just said, you know what, I'm gonna lay in one of these games, so I'm gonna pick Aztec into that. Ezad, on the other hand, doing a mixture of the Asian dynasty civs and European civs. So, like I said, you know, Ezad could and like the Otto game could have gone very close. The Port game, if he wasn't losing all those villagers, could have gone very differently. So, yeah, I mean, that was a really close series, really close series. Could have gone either way at some points, to be honest.
I agree 100%. But at the end, JulianK, the favorite for that series, is gonna win. He's gonna advance to the final, and we are gonna have Kaiser Clan versus JulianK in the final. Predictable. That's what the bookmaker were planning. I would say that's if you were a safe better, that's what you were going for, and we are gonna see it like the logical final for that entire tournament, which is cool in a way.
Indeed. So.
Yes, so tomorrow, guys, Mr. V, if I'm correct, he's gonna cast both games. The first one is gonna be at 15 GMT, the second. So first, it's gonna be the bronze match. Then we're gonna have the final at 18 GMT. Mr. V is gonna cast both of these matches. I'm gonna cast the second one for sure, and I can't remember. It's Jägerscher. How do you pronounce Jägerscher? He's gonna cast the first one with Mr. V. So big day tomorrow, guys. If you want more matches, you know where to log. You know what to come. ESOC tomorrow, 15 GMT. Lot of matches, lot of good AoE3 that are gonna be played, basically. MFD, a big thanks to you for the entire production. We can never thank you enough for all of that. So big thank you. Guys, thank you for being here. That was really cool series. Sad we don't have a 7th match for all of you. Final are tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow.
Indeed. And thank you to you, Kanoki.
Thanks to you, Lionheart. Was really cool. Casting with you is always a pleasure. Not enough. I'm sad you missed the Chili Revolt, though.
Oh no, the one game, the one revolt. I miss
Man.
it. Hi.
But hey, yeah, was really cool. Was really cool.
At least this was a shorter series. At least this only went 2 hours. It feels like every series I've casted have gone 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, with matches of 40 minutes and 7 matches in a row. Yeah. Honestly, very close tournament. There was just at one point, I believe it's in the quarter final. There was one night, Kazakhstan did 4-0 and JulianK did 4-0 basically. So that was the shortest the shortest series that you could have gone for. But yeah.
Just a quick shout out because I don't think we mentioned it. D Steve 30 gifted a tier 1 sub to Kaka in the chat earlier during that game. I don't think we said anything. So shout out to D Steve 30. Thank you very much for that gift. And that actually means we're only 1 sub away from the spring prize pool tournament, I'm guessing. So 1 more sub, guys. Come on, did we get the 1 sub? Anyone got a sub in chat? 1 more. 1 more.
And another one, you know. Yeah.
And another one.
But yeah, let's see. Do we have someone to raid? What is the prize? The prize pool?
Robot. Raid Robot. Robot's gonna stream, I hear.
Okay. Perfect. And we have Steve. That's my man right there.
Yo.
Yeah.
There we go, baby.
Oh!
And an anonymous gifter. Yo. Anonymous gifter
Thank
to
you.
Beast Mode. And D Steve gifted and 1 to Calcio 123. Yo, boys, we hit it. D Steve 30 and whoever the anonymous person is, thank you very much. Absolute legends. As we're ending the stream, we've got an incoming hype train.
Indeed. But you know, it's like not all heroes wear capes, but D Steve and that anonymous giver, you do. You are heroes. I don't know if you wear capes though. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Damn. Thank you, MFD. You guys cannot hear him, but yeah, MFD was just thanking us for the series, and once again, thank you back, MFD. So yeah, big clap, guys, in the chat. If you're at home, big clap for MFD. Once again, the production guys always doing a great job. So thank you guys. Yeah, go ahead, Robot, so we can actually raid you. And yeah.
Yeah, good. Let's see some Spain, Robot. It's been a while since we've seen some of your Spain. I want to see some Spain naming.
Do we want to see some Spain? Wasn't Robot in Mexico those last 2 days?
No, Spain lame. Spain lame. I want to see Robot get back up to top 10. That's what we need to do. That's what.
See.
Robot. That's what your next YouTube should be. Your next YouTube series should be road back to top 10, and it should just be Spain laming. That's what we want to see, baby.
We'll see. I think Lionheart, you just want to stream snipe Robot. You want to make sure he's playing Spain so you can counter pick. That's my theory.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right, but
I'm
but
definitely going to be sniping him. I'm
Maybe
definitely
I
gonna
am.
be sniping.
But yeah.
All right, we're going to send that over. So I'm going to call it there. Kanoki and MFD, thank you
Same.
very much. And yeah, I'm going to be tuning in tomorrow. I don't think I'm casting tomorrow. So I'm going to be tuning in the chat and saying to everyone that it's Teal, not Cyan. So let's go.
I fully agree. See ya, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, okay, okay. So, do I talk for the next 5 minutes before robot takes over? Is that what it is? MFD. Damn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pick as well. Guys, we're gonna leave you with the hype screen, and then we're gonna rate robot as soon as it starts. So thanks again, guys, and bye bye. See you tomorrow.